can spend way more while still technically following the rules. Meanwhile, ambitious clubs who've got money like Newcastle, Villa or Forest, well, they're bringing a knife to a gunfight. Newcastle might be backed by Saudi billions, but they just can't splurge the cash. Their commercial income isn't there yet. Want to buy world-class talent? Well, PSR says to them, your owner might have the money, but you're not making enough in shirt sales in Asia for that. The Magpies won their first domestic trophy since 1955, qualified for the Champions League, which you'd think would be a great springboard for them to go on and start building a team to challenge at the top. But because of PSR restraints, they couldn't break their wage structure for a new Alexander Isak contract, and look what's happened there. Nottingham Forest tried to invest to survive. They did that, but they got punished anyway. Meanwhile, clubs like Spurs, until last season, hadn't won a trophy in over 18 years, but because they rake in cash from the new stadium, they get a much bigger PSR allowance than a newly promoted club who are just trying to stay up. And let's not forget the loopholes these big boys are exploiting. Chelsea found the trick with those long contracts, selling the women's team. City are masters of related party sponsorships. Etihad this, Etisalat that, all within the rules, and fair play to them for capitalising on those opportunities. But what about the smaller clubs? They don't have that luxury. Now look, financial sustainability matters. Nobody wants another Bury or Morecambe situation. But there's increasing concern that rather than levelling the playing field, the current rules cement the existing hierarchy. So what's the solution? We'll either loosen the reins so ambitious clubs can spend within their means, or cap spending based on something other than revenue. Otherwise, we're just watching the same 6 teams swapping silverware most seasons while the rest play musical chairs for 7th. And that, folks, ain't what the Premier League was built on.
Good morning, you're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT with me, Shebahn Aherne, and former Chelsea and Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Well, someone's all dressed up this morning. Coming up for you on the show, Arsenal look to get their title push back on track this afternoon away at Leeds. Mikel Arteta insisting his side are ready to bounce back after their defeat against the mighty Man United.
My role there as well is to bring optimism and reality of where we are, and to find a moment where in February we are in the position that we are is very difficult to find. So guys, we are doing so many things so well.
GameDay live today from 3 o'clock on talkSPORT. All of the updates from Ellen Road and elsewhere. Chelsea face West Ham. Liam Rosenior looking to make it 6 wins from 7 since Esso Maresca's departure. The Blues boss says he's hoping he's slowly providing his doubters wrong.
You probably know 20% of the full story. I feel very happy here. The players have been a delight to work with. I think they're really engaged. I think they're showing a real belief in what we're trying to do together.
Well done, Liam, providing his doubters wrong. Also known as proving his doubters wrong. Good reading this morning, Shebs. Can Chelsea strengthen their grip in the race for Champions League football? You can hear live updates, of course, on GameDay Live and on the phone in from 5:30 tonight. And Liverpool host Newcastle at Anfield after both sides progress to the round of 16 of the Champions League. And Reds boss Arne Slot says he's expecting a thrilling contest.
Great game to look forward to because we both had a good result during the week. And a home game at Anfield is always something to look forward to.
And guess what? It's live and exclusive for you here on talkSPORT, 8 o'clock kickoff tonight. What you up to? What are you doing today for the football? Give us a text, give us a call. 0371722 3344 is the number. Arsenal fans, you nervous? Are you confident? We want to hear from you this morning. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good morning. So, all dolled up to the nines. Not for me, though.
No, I've got shirt and trousers on today for the first time for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm at Millwall Sheffield United today, so...
And you're a Hall of Famer, so you need to rock up.
I'm going there as a guest of the club, and looking forward to them taking on Sheffield United, and also I'm gonna say a few words.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
You know, have a chat.
Sorry, with like special guests or
The guests, yeah, the guests. There's lounges now. Then there's quite a posh lounge now at Millwall. Who would imagine that from the old den that I played at? That the modern den has this lounge that is very exclusive.
Well, you get Gary Oldman, you got all the celebs
I'll
watching.
see if Gary's there.
Yeah, you get them all there, to be fair. And when you arrive, are you treated like royalty when you come back?
I turn up and
Why?
go to the reception, hello, and no more. They're good. It's good. Millwall's a great community club, you know. What they've done over the decades has been pretty amazing because they've had issues and they've had a lot of issues off the field as well, but they try very hard to improve the image of the club. Yeah.
And it's good to have people like yourself then go back and having those chats and conversations and treating the VIPs. Keeps them coming back.
Well, yeah. And, I've had a great relationship with the Millwall fans over the years. We're really good. And, you know, I don't have anything bad to say about any club I play for. You know, just it's what it is. You know, you play. Sometimes you don't play your best football, but you still have contact. I still go to Chelsea. There's people I meet at Chelsea. You know, and I'll speak to you. I go back to Gillingham. And a lot of these clubs have changed enormously.
What's your favourite club to go back and visit?
Favourite? Well, Marseille's pretty unique. I would put Millwall Gillingham up there, absolutely. I've never been back to Villa. I've been back in...
You've never been back?
No, not to...
Excuse me.
Not to any sort of function of dinner. I mean, look, I haven't been back to the Villa, and I loved it there. I only had a short time there, but I did love it. It was a great time there.
We should arrange that, Sam, shouldn't we? We should try and get him back to the Villa. Do a live broadcast.
No, it was... look, I've never had any issues with any club I played for. Even a difficult time at Celtic, no issues at all. And as you know, I've done a dinner, Celtic Foundation dinner, and a great time. People were fantastic. And you look back in time, they don't remember how poor you were.
No, they still remember that you scored against the Gers. That's
and some other ones. Thing. Yeah, it wasn't only them, but I did.
But that's the ones we really count.
Yeah, that's the main one. I know that counts for a lot. That's the one big shining light.
And how's your week been?
Yeah, good. I mean, the European football was pretty... I'll say just great. I enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't enjoy the fact that Marseille got eliminated. All this euphoria over Benfica beating Real Madrid and that extra goal knocked Marseille out. Think of this, Shebahn. Marseille, the last two games, they've lost to Liverpool at home 3-0 and they've lost 3-0 in Bruges.
Shock.
And that one goal has knocked them out. You know, in them two games, they had so much of an advantage to get to the next stage of the Champions League. That won't go down well in Marseille. That, you know, and I've said how well De Zerbi's done at Marseille, which he has. But the last week has been absolutely devastating for him. And, you know, Benfica have got through and it was pretty amazing. But Premier League clubs, it's a stroll, really, for most of them to get through quite comfortably, as we've seen.
Well, Ali McCoist had said at midweek he certainly expects it to be an all-English final in the Champions League. But you look at clubs like Marseille, and I was watching a game, watching all the, you know, that TNT where all the games are flying up and down. And I was saying to Jamie how you were talking about earlier on this month when you played for Marseille. If that had happened to you, you'd be outside getting a dressing down by the fans. And
absolutely.
They'd be socking it to you. It wouldn't be a case of you've had a bad game, get on the coach and go home. Like, you have to be dressed out.
Consequences would always be there.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing is about the Champions League, because look, let's get it right. It used to be the European Cup, and now it's the Champions League. It's basically the same competition. And there have been countries that have had their fair share of success. You know, if you take the original start of the European Cup, Real Madrid won it 5 times on the bounce, Shebahn.
Yep.
You know, English clubs have got it easy at the moment because they have the most money. Italian clubs had it for a while. I think the last East European team will win it were formerly Yugoslavia, which is obviously now Bosnia and Croatia, and you know that's all been split up, hasn't it? But Yugoslavia were the last team to win it. I can remember. I know that Star Bucharest won it in '86. I think it was about 1991. I think it was Red Star Belgrade.
Red Star,
yeah, Red Star Belgrade. I mean, the Eastern Bloc football, how that suffered. I know. And they've had an unbelievable teams. It hasn't helped the breakup of, you know, Yugoslavia, and now they've got all these different countries. There's about 6 of them, isn't there, that have produced good teams. But as it was in one country, they were an incredible side.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, looking at the teams that have progressed from this part of the world comfortably kind of sailing through. A good night for Liverpool as well. And tonight here on talkSPORT, they host Newcastle, 8 o'clock kickoff. We have it live here on talkSPORT.
rest of the story develops in the latest episode of the greatest drama in the world. This is the Premier League. Ekatike through the legs of the goalkeeper, and he scores. From the dangerous ball in, Voltamana, and the double for Newcastle United.
I said recently, if we can improve in both boxes, it's going to be very hard for any team to play against us.
The Premier League is such a strong league that can only make you better by playing in that tough competition week in, week out. The games that we play, home or away, they're so difficult.
Zara trying to seal it here. Right foot shot. You bet he sealed it. So he steps up, right footing, slams it into the corner. Vicario goes the wrong way. Anthony Gordon wheels away in celebration. It's a box set of entertainment that you can't get anywhere else.
Looking forward to this massive game tonight. 8 o'clock kickoff here on talkSPORT. Liverpool host Newcastle in that race for European places. Two teams have picked up good results in Europe midweek as well, both looking to bounce back from Premier League defeats last weekend. Cass, just looking at the papers, the narrative going around at the moment is that Arne Slot is under pressure as a manager, especially with these results in the Premier League. They've not been great all season. You've said that from, I think, the kickoff of this season. Where do you stand with him and his job?
I want him to be left to do his job and turn it around. I mean, Liverpool fans generally are very, always give a huge backing to their manager. Apart from Roy Hodgson, who suffered criticism at Liverpool when he was there, nearly every other manager has been backed and I hope he gets the time to try and turn it around, because it has been a difficult season, and he feels, and it's in the paper today, that, in some ways he feels disrespected. And I get it, because he's won the title. It's been a challenging season with so much investment. And there's been encouraging signs. I think, the defeat at Bournemouth was awful. It was an awful performance. And I didn't think he covered himself in glory, Slot, when he spoke about the weather and the wind afterwards, and, you shouldn't be playing in wind. And, it's just, you can't say things like that. And I just hope he can turn what Liverpool have at their disposal. There are issues. They're nowhere near the side of last year. But with the new talent that's come in, there has been encouraging signs. It's just not been consistent enough.
And also these Xabi Alonso links as well, that he is out of work, he is available, he's a Liverpool legend. I think that's probably adding to the noise around Arne Slot and his job, and if he is under threat with that. In terms of the squad, they are a little bit light, but how
defensively
so much money and they're light at the back?
Well, because they went so heavy in the forward areas and they invested. Look, Liani getting injured as well, an Italian defender that came in and got injured in his first game, doesn't help. Then you Konate's got injured as well. Gomez has had his injuries. It's been a challenge. Not getting Mark Gay is an obvious, reaction to Liverpool's defensive areas. But they did get got a right back and got a left back. Kirkes came in, hasn't worked out. Yep. And then you can go with Frimpong coming in the right side, lost Trent. Bradley gets injured. So defensively, they've been decimated to some degree. And it has come at a surprise. Yeah.
Should be a good one tonight. Looking forward to this. Newcastle, decent performance midweek. Bounced back from defeat at the weekend.
Really good. Really good. Because I'll tell you what, I watched quite a bit of the game afterwards, and I was surprised, because in the first 15, 20 minutes, PSG looked like they were going to absolutely storm Newcastle. They kept in it, and Harvey Barnes had a chance at the end. Well, you'd expect him to score, but fair play to Newcastle. Okay, they might have felt they could have got a bit more, but I thought it was, in the end, a really good performance.
Coming up for you here on talkSPORT then today, 8 o'clock, Liverpool take on Newcastle. And also at 3 o'clock, you've got Brighton taking on Everton. Leeds have Arsenal. Wolves face Bournemouth. They're all 3 o'clock kickoffs. And then Chelsea West Ham is at 5:30. All of the updates on those games with you here on talkSPORT on GameDay Live from 3 o'clock. Coming up next on the Weekend Breakfast, we'll talk about the most important players for their clubs in the Premier League. It's the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning.
It will be an underwhelming Premier League title.
It won't be.
I think it will be.
For Arsenal. If they win the title for the first time in 22
they won't
years,
care.
They will not
No,
care.
they won't care.
That it's underwhelming.
But
They'll just
everyone
think it's
else
job
will.
done. Well, yeah, last year he was giving Liverpool stick for the way they went about.
I've been
winning
proved
it.
right when you look at them this year. It wasn't.
They still won the league.
It wasn't a great Premier League
But they
last
still
year.
won the league.
Liverpool can't. That Liverpool team. That's what I said at the time. It was in March. We're at the Cheltenham Festival. I got a lot of stick from Liverpool fans, but I stand by it. You can't talk about the Liverpool team that won the league last year in the same breath as Manchester City's treble winners, United's treble winners, Jose's Chelsea, Arsenal's invincible.
But it was the first season in their development. It's like this season for Arsenal. This is the first season that they're going to put some silverware on the board. So you don't just automatically put them into a bracket with some of the greatest teams that have ever graced the Premier League. That happens over a longer period of time. It may well be that after that, they had to rejig. They surprised themselves by winning the title last year. They had to rejig. They had to rebuild for the future. It may be that they come again.
Whereas it's a different story with Arsenal. They've been building up to this
Absolutely.
moment. And I think that's why Gabby says, not to their fans, but maybe to the rest of us, if they are only going to score 69 goals, you've said maybe it is a little bit underwhelming. And I love Theo Walcott, but I can't believe he even asked the question on television. Would this Arsenal team beat the United team of 2008? Absolutely no chance.
It is a little odd, though, having come close 2 seasons ago with an attacking approach,
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. I'm taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning, you're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne and former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino. Yes, he was a vibe, wasn't he?
Yeah, Justin Timberlake. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Justin.
Oh yeah, smashed it, absolutely.
You didn't say that, did you?
No.
Oh, I wondered if you. I mean, he can dance. I remember seeing him once on a video and thinking he's unbelievable movement.
Yeah, he can do like the moonwalk and the little
the robotic stuff,
shuffle stuff and all that. Yeah, you know, he's got some great songs as Justin Timberlake. It's his birthday today.
Let me have a guess. 38?
No,
he's not older, is he?
Yeah,
is he really?
Looks well.
Cool.
Looks the part. I'll give him that. He'll go far.
What is he then?
45.
Right, okay.
Yeah, he looks great. Him and his wife are a beautiful couple, aren't they? Jessica Biel. She's stunning, but you're right, he can shift, he can absolutely move.
Yeah. He's
Can you move?
No.
Too tall for it.
On the pitch. No.
Save it for the pitch, Cascarino.
No, I've said before, I'm not one for the dance floor. I'd rather chat at the bar with and have a beer at a bar.
Watch those dancing.
I love it. I love watching people dance who are good at it. But if you're not good at something, you really want to do it.
I wish Jamie could dance. He can't, right?
He can't.
But he'll try. So say we're somewhere and I'm like, right, come on, dance with me. And he'll just like lean on me.
So what about
physically on me? And I'm like, what? Get off. He just can't. He can't keep up with the pace.
I'm always, you go ahead. Yeah, enjoy yourself, but then bump into me missus about an hour later.
10 shots, Steve.
When the slow ones come on.
Doing the worm.
Yeah.
Can you name the boy band he was in?
Oh, no chance. No.
NSYNC.
NSYNC.
Baby, bye. Tunes.
You know all the boy band stuff, don't you?
Well, you know, this was my era. This was proper 90s, 90s, wasn't it? Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I listened to the boy band Robbie Williams in midweek. I thought it was brilliant when listening to him talk, and he's a funny man as well, isn't he?
Oh,
Just,
how good
apart
was
from how
that?
great his music, I mean, playing as well was great.
Yeah.
I was absolutely hooked for an hour. Well, an hour and 15 in the end because they kept him on, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, there are people who are put on this earth just to be
entertainers.
And he is just the ultimate entertainer.
Oh, yeah, he was
I
great.
can't believe he was there singing in front, like
I
where you're sat
could
right
get
there.
the vibe from listening that there was a lot of people in the studio.
Well,
and
did you
on
not?
it.
You're not on Instagram. It felt like the whole office were Insta crazy on. I couldn't believe the amount of people who managed to
Did you
get in
stay?
the room.
Did you stay?
No. I listened at home. I put it on and I said to the kids that we have to.
Listen to this.
You have to get involved.
Yeah,
with
it was a bit of a moment. It really was. That hour and 15 was great.
Right, dig deep in your phone book and see who we can get performing in the studio here. Right, let's focus back on the football, shall we? Arsenal are taking a lot of headlines. It's funny, this narrative around Arsenal, and I'm guilty for doing it myself. Do they have the bottle? Do they have the metal to hold on and maintain their place at the top of the league for the duration of the season? But after the defeat to Manchester United last weekend, talkSPORT chat has turned to weather. These nerves are now starting to affect the fan base as well, because we heard those boos. Also at the Emirates. Do you think it's affecting the players as well, Cass?
I can't look. I was with a couple of pals and they're Arsenal fans yesterday, and we were talking, and they're getting furious with Arsenal fans. They're like, "This is mad. What's going on?" The two fan base. It feels like there's two groups, and I don't know if the boos were against the boos as well. Do you know what I mean? It's because it's a time.
Okay.
Is it a time where you just have to back your team? You don't know the outcome. No one does. But you can tell by the way that, look, let's get the game right as well against Manchester United. Man United got two fantastic goals in the game. Dorgu's goal and Cunha. Two great strikes. That's not going to happen to you very often. And look, they were really good, Manchester United, in the performance as well. But you've got to take it on the chin there, Arsenal. And the fans have to take it. You were beaten by a team that scored two fantastic goals as well. And I think they'll bounce back because that's what champions do. But the rhetoric the last week has been madness between the Arsenal fan bases. They, and I know a lot of it's online and there's a lot of anger, but you have to. And Emmanuel Petit was on in midweek. Yeah. You've got to back your club. You've got to get behind them. If you fall short because the terraces, all the fans' demands and all the moaning and groaning, just support your team.
Yeah. You're clear by 4 points and you're top of the Champions.
I can remember it with Millwall. I can remember when we were fighting for a promotion for the first time in our history, getting to the top flight. I can remember them. We had an indifferent spell, lost a cut, or lost, then a draw. Look like, and you feel the fans getting really edgy. Stay with us. Stay with us. We got to remember that message being out, and that's what Arsenal fans have to do. Stay with their team.
Yeah.
And even if a team gets level with you on points, it's still in an incredible position.
In terms of the football, though, in terms of the style, do you want to see Arteta just kind of let them off the leash a bit?
Well, I'll tell you what's happened in the last week, which is amazing to me, is that no one mentioned all the numbers of all the forwards until they got beat by Man United. And then they went, well, Trossard's only got 5 goals, then Saka hasn't scored for this, and then Gyökeres hasn't. It's literally every forward was responsible. Okay, they haven't got a player that's going to get them 20-plus goals, one individual. They haven't got that. But they have spread the goals around the team. People have stepped up. I just found it amazing. A week later, all this stuff came out, which was there last week. Before they played Manchester United, no one seemed to think that was a problem that they spread goals around. Now, this week they do. Look, I think what I've seen is the reason why they're top of the league and they're 4 points clear is because they have been the best team. They've had a difficult period, as in, the odd draw and a defeat. But I don't see this Arsenal team falling apart. I'll stand by what I've said all season.
A little bit too reliant, though, then, on set pieces. Does that not catch up with you? If teams can just do their best to try not concede any set pieces, Arsenal are going to struggle to score from open play.
Okay, yeah, that's a valid point. But I wouldn't. So often in life, we have a conversation about something, and then suddenly they don't score from set pieces and they score loads from open play. Mm-hmm. And we're going, well, we didn't think that was going to happen, do they? Yeah. Arsenal are a good set piece team, and it's a great thing they are.
So don't beat them with it?
No, don't beat them with a brush over their set pieces. And if they do score from open play and towards the end of the season, I can remember the Leicester conversations I had on radio and talking about when they took on everybody, went toe-to-toe with everybody in the early part of the season. The second part of the season, they kept loads of clean sheets and won the title.
Yeah.
And everyone went, but, they've lost their scoring. They're not going to score as much. Well, no, I think they've got about 5 or 6 in the running from January. They've got about 5 or 6 clean sheets that enabled them to win the league. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal start scoring now from open play.
There's a couple of things we're looking at here is if they can cling on to it, if they can hold on and win the league title, but also the fan base as well. They're nervy. There was a guy who called in yesterday to talkSPORT Breakfast, and he was so confident. Let's not worry about Spurs getting one up on Manchester City today to help us win the league. We have to trust that we're good enough to win the league.
Absolutely.
But I don't think the fan base feels this way.
Yeah,
Everyone
I know, but we're not all the same, are we? We all get edgy. You get edgy about your club. I've been pretty negative to all the club I support because I don't actually see things that I think are going to enable them to get, maybe even not get Champions League football with a squad that they've got. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I'm still going to support my team.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans have just got to do that.
Go on then, Gunners. The phone lines are open today, 0371722 3344. Are you hoping that it's a slip up from City against Spurs this weekend that'll extend your league at the top of the table? Are you good enough to just do it on your own? Do you just keep going the way you are? Let us know your thoughts. 0371722 3344 81089 if you want to send a text. By the way, tonight, Madison Square Garden, New York City becomes the battleground as King at 140. Teofimo Lopez, pound for pound Prince, Shakur Stevenson collide in a high stakes must-see showdown for the ring, and WBO Junior Welterweight World title. Don't miss any of DAZN's packed fight schedule. We've got fights every week there, including live tonight. Josh Kelly takes on undefeated Bakram Mutsarliev for the IBF World Super Welterweight. That's in Newcastle. You can watch them all with our friends only at DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
That time of the morning, lots of you getting ready to leave the house to get on the road to go and support your team up and down the country. We'll speak to a fan on the road next.
The only problem I have with him, he done it again on the weekend against Arsenal. He played a pass to Mbeumo, and he was at fault for a poor pass. And he's thrown his arms up at Mbeumo, and then Mbeumo's actually giving him some back of come on. As a player, you don't players throwing your arm.
Why is that wrong? That happens all the time.
I was going to say. But as a player, having played it at the game, anybody throws your arms up at you, you always have. You don't like it. Ask any players playing now, you don't like it. That's what he let himself down at. Garnacho copied him.
Don't compare Garnacho to Bruno Fernandes.
I'm saying he copied him. I'm not comparing him. I'm saying he copied. It's not a good example when you're throwing your arms up at your teammates. What he does on the pitch, his performances, outstanding.
That because he's from a different culture, from a different sort of upbringing, and
it's a Portuguese mentality,
demeanour. He has, if you look at Jose Mourinho and the way he conducts himself, it's different to the way that Michael Carrick conducts himself because they're brought up in different cultures. And if you're going to have the World League, which
who else do you see do it?
Loads of players do it. Go watch Spanish football.
In the Premier League.
Yeah, but that's the point, Sam. I spend a lot of time in Portugal, as you know, and they are that sort of mentality. They are an expressive population. So I think that's why it stands
does
out.
it quite a lot, doesn't he? He gets the
but also just
up in the air.
Graham Souness is going back to a different world, really. I don't want to say prehistoric views, but they don't make captains now.
Hello there, good morning to you. It's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT with me, Shebahn and Tony Cascarino. Good morning to Ronnie the Gooner. He said, I was at the game on Sunday. I think this claim about the booze is very exaggerated. In fact, I sat in the North Bank and there were certainly no booze there. I mean, I watched the game in full and had the post-match on as well, and I didn't hear an awful lot of booze, but it seems to have carried on through the week that there was this mad ringing of booze going around the stadium. But we certainly leaned into the fact that there were, but Ronnie was there. Ronnie says otherwise.
Well, there's definitely a fan base that is divided on how they see the season panning out. I think that's not an issue. Look, I think when it gets to the next home game, there'll be the noise will be as loud as it's ever been because you're in the running now. You know, you're over the halfway line. You're going in the running. If you keep it going, I don't see the pessimism that Arsenal fans might feel. Some of them, because I know because. Talked to a couple of pals yesterday, they were like, they can't get why, there is this sort of illusion that Arsenal are going to fall apart. I just don't think it's a guarantee at all.
I think you're right. We're all different people. If you're a glass half full, glass half empty kind of person, it's the way you're going to view it. If you've got the positivity that they've learned, they'll go on and win it. But the fact that this is even a conversation, they're top of the league by 4 points and top of the Champions League.
Well, the fans are the 12th man in every football club, not just one, all of them. If they give their back in and drive the team, I can remember it from getting promotions and being up there battling. We had the running with Villa and we came second in the end, but it weren't because of the fans. The fans were absolutely behind us from minute one.
Your headlines this weekend: Derby thrashed Bristol City 5-0 at Ashton Gate to leapfrog their opponents and move into the Championship playoff places. That game was live on talkSPORT 2 for you. Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner says striker Jean-Philippe Mateta will not feature against Nottingham Forest tomorrow after AC Milan made an offer to sign the striker, who is keen to join the Serie A club. And also Wolves host Bournemouth today. Wolves still need 3 points if they're to avoid becoming the worst ever Premier League side. That's kind, isn't it? While Bournemouth are buoyant following their 3-2 victory win over Liverpool last weekend. So who is watching that game for talkSPORT?
I'm Matt Jones and I'll be at Molineux for Wolves against Bournemouth. Rob Edwards' side looking to bounce back from that defeat to Manchester City last week against a Cherries team who beat Liverpool last time out. Former Wolves man Mickey Gray alongside me for this one. Wolves against Bournemouth from 3 o'clock.
Wonderful stuff, Matt Jones there. I mean, it's a must win for Rob Edwards. We say this every week now. Cass, they are a better side, but a win would really help things, wouldn't it?
Not really, no. I don't think it'll help them as in morale. That's about all. But I don't. The Wolves have got no chance of staying up. We know that they're down, and Rob Edwards now has got to create an environment that within the team that takes it into next season. That means every game you play, you try and do as best you can, and he'll know who's going to keep and who he's not going to keep, and what needs to be done in pre-season for bouncing straight back for Wolves.
Looking at Bournemouth, 13th in the table. Do you think they can continue this winning momentum against Wolves today? Job, do you think?
They're good enough. I mean, the loss of Semenya was a huge one for them. But I like Evan Nielsen. I think he's a real... He reminds me of Firmino at Liverpool. I think Bobby Firmino he's very similar to that type of player. Not the quickest, but sharp. Always brings players into play. I really liked him since I've seen him.
Well, after winning the reverse fixture in August 1-0, the Cherries looking to complete the league double over Wales for the third time in their history, previously doing so in 1985-86 season. And it's time now for this. It's Trip to the Week time. We speak to fans going up and down the country, visiting and following their teams wherever they go. Bolton Wanderers fan making the 466-mile round trip to Wimbledon for the 12:30 kick-off. In League One, the Trotters third in the table, unbeaten in their last four, and they take the journey to the Cherry Red Records Stadium. We can speak to fans now. One of them, Sam Bradley Green. Good morning, Sam. Thanks for getting up so early and being with us.
Hi, Sam.
Are you okay? Not a problem.
Oh, you're in the motor. You are absolutely on the road. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. We've just been picked up in Bolton. We're getting we're in our taxi to Manchester Piccadilly Station. Then we are on our way to Crewe for a change, and then off to Euston, and then straight to the ground. So it's going to be quite a day.
Yeah.
Tell us, Sam, because Bolton, nearly every home game you get 20,000. And it's a really well-supported club now, where years gone by, it always felt that it didn't have that fan base, that it's grown, even though you've had the troubles of being relegated and being in a great position this year.
No, I mean, I guess that's a fair point. I think, obviously, a lot of people will know the troubles that we went through financially a few years ago, and you might even argue that, I mean, for me, that's probably galvanised a lot of us to come together and brought kind of a lot of community around the club. And I know the new owners, well, not even that new anymore, but new since Sharon Britton and consortium took over, have done a lot of work trying to rebuild the fan base and rebuild the link between the club and the fans. And I think it's paying off. Obviously, we've spent a little bit of time in League One at the moment, but we've had a couple of Wembley trips, which have kind of brought a lot of happiness. Well, One of them did, the other one didn't, but... No, it's a good time to be a Bolton fan. We just really need to get out of this division now to keep pushing back to where we believe we belong.
And you do quite a lot of work around Bolton. You work as part of the talkSPORT fan network with your podcast, Trotter Chatter. Is promotion on the cards? You confident?
Yeah, I've done some work with Trotter Chatter in the past. They're a good group of lads, but I personally think now, especially with some of the signings we've made in January, that it definitely should be. I think Cardiff are going to win the league. It's I think they've nailed that on now, but I think that second is up for grabs, and I do think it should be us, and it will be us to get it. Lincoln fans won't thank me here, but I do think they'll start to drop off. We've made some really good signings in January. We've got rid of some of, in the nicest way possible, a bit of the Ian Nevitt Deadwood as well. So let's keep moving forward, and we need to go up.
And Sam, you're taking on a Wimbledon team that are out of sorts, at the wrong end of the table, not had a particularly good start to the new year. So a lot of positivity for you guys to go and get a result.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, every away game in this league is pretty tough because, especially when they play us, it's, I'm going to sound a bit cocky here, but it's a cup final, isn't it? For clubs like Wimbledon, former European club, Premier League giant. No, but in all seriousness, I do think a bit of a Frank Lampard moment there. But in all seriousness, I think obviously they're on a bit of a bad vein of form. We have had, 3 wins in the last 4. They've been close wins, but I do think someone's due a bit of a thumping soon, and I'm sorry to say it to you, the Wombles, but I think it might be you today.
I love your confidence indeed. And how many of you are in the taxi just now, and who are you meeting once you get into London?
Yeah, so there's 4 of us in the taxi. We're really simple Bolton lads. We've all got one syllable names: Sam, Tom, Dan and John. And then we're meeting some of our friends who were brave enough to move to London from Bolton. Don't know what they're on about. But yeah, we're meeting some of them down there, and yeah, we're gonna have a great day. We're meeting one person in crew as well, so it's a proper planes, trains, and automobiles today.
Well, Sam, you're probably bumping a few Wimbledon fans who will have double barrel names, I'm sure you.
Yeah, very good.
Sam, are you going to go to the pub before or after the game? Will you get a wee beer in?
Potentially. You know, I can't confirm nor deny. But yes, so no, we've got a bit of a trip, and then after the game, our train back is not till around 6:45.
Right.
Because we originally booked the train when we thought it was going to be a 3 o'clock kickoff. So we've got a bit of extra time after, hopefully celebrating the 3 points.
Well, do us a favour, will you? This is your challenge today, set to you by Weekend Breakfast at talkSPORT. Whatever pub you go into, will you do me a favour? Make a pinky promise to me?
I'll do all I can. Pinky promises there, Shebahn.
Will you ask the manager of the pub or the landlord to put talkSPORT on the TV in the pub, please? So the talkSPORT YouTube channel, or watch us on the smart TV. Put us on, turn anything else off, and you can watch our goals show as well.
I mean, I can ask, but you know what? I'll do it. Go on.
And then send me a DM, and I'll get you a pint next time we possibly can. All right, that's the deal.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much.
That's the deal. Sam, good to speak to you.
You
have
too.
a good journey today. Can you give us a big come on, you Bolton, from the back of the taxi with the lads?
Go on, lads. Go on, Bolton!
I'll take that. Fair play to you. 6:42, guys. Go safely today. That's the Bolton fans. Sam, Bradley Green and his mates heading to Wimbledon today. Fair play to them.
Good one,
Is
yeah.
that fun? He seems like a nice guy, actually. Might go for a drink with him. Weird? Did that get weird? Probably got weird. Right,
They'll probably be delighted.
yeah, they're probably like, no thanks, weirdo. Here's what's coming up on talkSPORT today. After us, Max Rushton and Charlie Baker bring you the warm-up from 10 o'clock through to 1. We're in for the long run today. We're here till 10 o'clock, so get involved with the show. 1 o'clock, GameDay Live. Adrian Durham going all around the grounds with all of the updates, including Leeds, Arsenal, Brighton. Also take on Everton. Stay with us. We'll keep you posted on all of those games. GameDay phone-in from 5:30. Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy here winding you up as ever. We've got exclusive Premier League commentary for you at 8 o'clock. Liverpool will host Newcastle, and then rounding up the evening, 10 o'clock, fight night with our Adam Catterall. Lots going on today. Keep us posted on what you're up to. If you're heading to a game right now and it's safe to do so, drop us a message. We'll give you a shout out. 81089 or 03717 22 3344 is the number. Coming up next for you in the Weekend Breakfast, we'll get into the Saturday morning back pages of the newspapers.
I've got to say, though, I mean, I am with Dino on this one, really, as opposed to yourself, Jay. But I think Thomas Frank should be given Tom. I think the trouble is, you see, it's too easy to sort of say, oh, we're not doing well, sack the manager, right? He's only been in the job 6 months. Let's be frank here, right? I'm going to spell it out for the other fans, right? They're listening to your glorious channel, right? We finished 17th in the league. He has not taken over a team that finished in the top 4. We qualified the Champions League because we won that trophy.
Yeah, we won the Europa League and we had a load of injuries and we sacked off the Premier League at the end of last season. So
Yeah, I know we finished 17th and it wasn't good enough. I get that. But there needed to be a massive improvement. With the players that we've got, we shouldn't be where we are in the table. You can't... The performances, Chris, are not acceptable in the Premier League. That's your bread and butter. And look, we're a great side in the Champions League and we're a joy to watch. But that's got to go into the Premier League performances.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, look, we should have done better against Burnley. There's no question about that. But I do think as well, again, this is where with Dino in this one, right? The thing is, I don't think it's all Thomas Frank's fault, right? We need, right? And the thing is, look, this is a hangover from the old boardroom that were there, right? We did not push the boat out enough for signings, right? I mean, we've got,
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it, Biggs.
DJ Jasper. It's Justin Timberlake's birthday today, so any excuse to play some Timberlake between now and 10 o'clock. It's going to happen here on Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT with me, Shebahn, and Bromley's finest, former Celtic striker Tony Cascarino. You're on the text already. Good morning to Ed, the Wimbledon fan. Who the hell does Sam think he is? Saying Bolton will smash the mighty Wombles. Big group of us heading up to the game today. Up the Wombles. I'll get through some of these for you later on. Some of your headlines today. Derby County destroyed a lacklustre Bristol City side to win 5-0 and continue their impressive away form. Sam Curran took England's second ever hat-trick in the T20 internationals. They beat Sri Lanka by 11 runs. And the world's fastest man, Usain Bolt, joined Paul Ross on overnights on Friday morning and had his say on interim boss Michael Carrick's start to life at his beloved Manchester United.
I think, as you said, it's a little bit too soon, but I'll give him 3 more games. If he continues like this, even if he doesn't win, but the guys play positive and forward and more attacking, and we can see the belief. Even if they lose, I would rather Michael Carrick because he understands the I would say the belief of the club. You know what I mean? And that's something that he was brought up in, and he's very good friends with Alex Ferguson, who can teach him and help him to guide him in the right direction.
I think a lot of us just agree with what he's saying and what he's saying. You know, that togetherness as well that he's brought to the club is so clear to see. His record, 17 years of the world's fastest in the 100 metre.
I know.
17 years.
Unbelievable.
You could
for
scooch
someone
that now, couldn't you?
6'5" as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's not only being really, really quick, but it goes against the grain when you have someone 6'5" getting out the blocks and winning 100 metres.
Yeah, somebody who could probably challenge him to that record title is with us now. Sam Stevens, good morning.
Hello.
When was the last time you did a 100 metre? To the toilet?
Definitely at school. Definitely at school.
Any good? Could you do PE?
Yes, I did do PE, actually, funnily enough.
Were you good at PE?
No, not particularly. I would describe myself as an average sprinter, a terrible middle distance runner, and long distance, absolutely don't even think about it, no chance.
Have I showed you the over 90-year-olds 100 metres?
Over 90?
On the video. There's a you can go out and get it. You can see it online. You can go on, go and watch it. It's an over 90-year-olds 100 metres.
Wow.
And 3 of them do less than 20 seconds.
That's amazing.
Do you reckon you beat them, Cass?
No.
Wow.
Honestly, you have to watch it because there's there's a crowd there, and you're watching it and you're thinking it's incredible that they're over. I think one of them's about 96. Honestly, it's unreal. 100 metre race.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
I'll show you.
Keep going.
A bit later, but It's funny, but then you actually think, fair play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Probably start crying. Oh my God, they're so cute and so old. They're running home.
They all can run.
Less than 20 seconds. That's pretty good going, isn't it? It's
Three of them.
Impressed with that.
Yeah,
My age,
but
they're in the 90s.
They literally have a photo, finish.
Really?
Literally three of them, but
A
one.
photo finish? They had to go to that, did it?
Huh?
They had a photo finish.
Well, you don't see that, but they were all three of them on the line. They all get 19 something.
I still swear I was done at the Mother Sports Day race in the summer. I swear they done me. I still think I won that.
What did you compete in then? Which race was it?
100 metre.
100 metres.
Yeah.
They didn't give you the egg and spoon or the.
No, it was proper serious. This
Wow.
woman whipped out her trainers and everything. Whipped out the Asics. I was like, okay.
Quick one.
Go on.
When I was still playing, I went to the end of school. My two eldest boys.
Oh yeah.
Go to have the race. Come second, and I was still playing.
Oh no!
I thought I'd
Oh,
cruise
you
it.
didn't admit that.
I jogged out, and then this one of the dads was flying, and I thought, oh, he's going to beat me. So I try and catch him. He just beats me on the line, and I'm still playing.
No way, Cass. That's not good at all. That.
Yeah, and that.
The father's
You start
race.
to think to yourself, maybe it's time to retire at that point.
No. I just thought. I looked at them. I thought, I'm going to. This is no problem, and got out the blocks and thought. And then suddenly the dad gets ahead of me, and I'm like, I've got to get him and chase him. He beat me.
Brilliant.
Amazing,
Brilliant.
amazing. Well, let's go to the other end, talking about 90-year-olds. Let's talk about a young lad of not even yet 17.
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta claims Arsenal teenager Max Dowman is showing more potential than Lionel Messi, says Charlie White, back page of The Sun. But this story, of course, after his new contract was signed yesterday, is all over the papers today. The midfielder has signed a pre-contract agreement that will lead to him penning professional terms when he turns 17. The Wonder Kid made his debut in the Premier League, as we know, over Leeds in August, aged 15 years and 235 days. Messi was 17 years and 114 days when he made his competitive debut for Spanish giants Barcelona. Now, obviously he's an incredible talent, but do you think it puts unfair pressure on him to call him, the comparisons with Messi, Cass, or do you think it's good for him to sort of have something to inspire towards?
There's no higher order, is there? I mean, you've gone to the very top, haven't they?
Exactly,
Who else is after Messi? Is it? And look, for Max, look, I'm sure he's a super talent, and Arsenal and investing in him to be as good a player as he can. And I'm pretty sure he's probably got the team around him, from family and friends, and also an agent that's going to really take care of the lad, because he's a baby in terms of football. There's a long road between 16, 17 and 20 and 21, that 4 or 5 year period. All the best for him. But I do think sometimes when I see that association of someone so good, Lionel Messi, a World Cup winner, it's like saying, oh, he'd be as good as Maradona. Well, I think you've got to play literally 50, 100 games before you even get close to answering that.
That's it, yeah.
Not before he's played, 5 games or whatever.
Yeah, that's also true.
That's not on him, though. By the way, it's not on him.
But also, it's nice to see, I mean, to look at a youngster and see that he's got that talent, the ability of Messi.
Yeah. You're always going to get comparisons, and we all do it. We're all guilty of it. But someone's so young, I just think, and then you go for who's one of the best players ever, if not the best player ever, is Lionel Messi.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got a lot to live up to. But fair play to him. I mean, Ray Parlour was here yesterday. Ray saying he knows his family pretty well. He was with his dad last week. He's with a really good group around him. So, I mean, he's so young.
Oh,
he's fair play to him. Good luck to him. Let's protect him.
Yes,
let's do that.
Now, talking of looking after players and Mikel Arteta, he wants the Premier League to up matchday squads to 23 players to help stars' mental health. It says here, he claims there is nothing worse than not being able to be with the team for those players not selected. And he said, at the moment, there are 2 or 3 players that have to be out of the squad. That's a reality. I cannot change that. These are the rules of the Premier League next season. I beg them to change. In the Champions League, it's much better to manage the squad, to maintain the value of the players, to maintain the players' mental health. What do you think, Cass? I mean, obviously, mental health is a very fragile area. There's nothing. I'm certainly not going to be talking down or anything like that. But do you think that this it speaks to the fact that we're of a different time now, that players are struggling so much to deal with not being in the matchday squad, or do you think we have to tread carefully in this kind of area?
I'm not a fan of treading carefully. I think honest opinion, and if you give a reason to why a player's been left behind, and it's never ever personal, I don't see an issue with it at all. Now, if you're going to go 23 players, what you're going to be doing in 2030? Is it going to be 28 players?
Yeah.
You end up 30 players. There was always someone going to be left out who think they're going to be hard done by.
The front row of the stand is going to be the dugout, isn't it?
Some people need to be left behind as well to do the training to give them a chance of getting into that squad. When you take extra players with you, yes, they train when they go away, but I'm not so sure. I think you just take the squad that are involved that are necessary, and maybe one or two youngsters for a bit of blending in experience, you know?
Yeah, I think you also don't you think you want to motivate players, Shebahn, in terms of if you leave players out, they're more likely to want to fight for a place, you would think, than just carrying them along for the sake of it.
Different times.
Yeah, that's
Depends,
it, isn't it?
you know, some people need the love, some people need to be told that they're wonderful and they're superstars, and they need an ego massage if that gets the
But
best
can we
out of
cater
them.
for all?
Not for all, but I guess it's somebody they're bringing in to do their job. I mean, you've got umpteen physios coming out your backside, and every player gets looked after that way. So I guess, you know, if your brain's out of shape and that's a powerful muscle, if they can try and help get that in shape and be healthy, then
so
maybe
we're going to talk about a player in a moment, and you've senior players like Raheem Sterling, Alexis Sassi at Chelsea, who were totally left out for a long period of time.
But you
Not
wonder,
wanted.
this is the thing, then you wonder if that is with them. They know that they
They're
should be
senior
doing better. They are senior players. Is that they're with them at the club doing everything they can do to get the best out of them? I think the mental side of it now is just more important than ever. They've got so much money, they're adored, they're rich, they're famous, they've got the world at their feet. But something seems to be missing for them mentally. So if they can support them that way, these clubs have the cash to do it. To fund that, I kind of look and go, yeah, just do it. Yeah. Just do it. It's important for players now, you know. But I can totally see what you mean as well. You can't take everyone. If you've been left out, you do the hard work, you get yourself sorted, and you work your way back into that side. You know, there's definitely kind of two ways of looking at it.
The problem with football clubs is that there is often a hierarchy in terms of ability. So even if you do work really hard, sometimes it is difficult to get back in a team if someone's a favoured player in a position.
Like, see your man, Kobbie Mainoo. If
Right.
you look at his situation there, he might be looking, going, I need to get out of here. Why does this guy not like me?
Yeah.
This guy's not having me. How old is he? He's a baby as well. He's
22.
22. I was playing for England last year. I was featuring this. I'm struggling with this. I don't have the life experience to actually deal with this. So sit me down with a professional and hope that they give me the guide kind of thing. And now he's back on the pitch. You know, so we know that he was doing everything right because Carrick comes in and he plays.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
sometimes it
might
can
need a
change your manager, can change your circumstances.
support through that. Interesting chat all the same. Sam
Yeah.
Stevens, thank you very much for that. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll look ahead to all of the action in the EFL this afternoon with Ian Danter. Morning.
I'm doing this gig up a ski slope, end of season in Austria, and I'm with my dad, and we're travelling down to the gondola. It's a big gig, but we'll get up there in the gondola, and my security goes, Maradona's here, and he wants to say hello to you. I'm like, Maradona in Austria? I'm like, yeah, get out of the car, and there's Maradona. And like, you know, I don't speak Spanish. And, you know, but we're very happy to see each other, and we have our pictures taken together, and we go up in the gondola, and my dad's like, what's your life like, son? I go, it's amazing, isn't it? People like Maradona want to come and see me, And then 2 days later, I'm looking at the news on the Mac, and Maradona is at the Chelsea game. And that Maradona hasn't got a beard at the Chelsea game. That wasn't Maradona that I met.
No, it was.
It was an imposter.
What, claiming to be Maradona?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. You ever been scammed like that?
Not like that. Maradona come
Didn't you scammed someone though, didn't you?
What was that? What
It was
a lot of people, mate. Which one?
You scammed someone to get in a club, didn't you? Saying that we thought you was a monster.
Oh no, that was the guy that was the lead singer. Oh my God, you've thrown me now. His name. What was the band? Oh my God, Brother Beyond, and his name was Can't remember it.
No.
But anyway, I got in there, and then I'm in the club, and he thinks I'm the lead singer, Nathan Moore, right? Nathan Moore, and he thinks I'm the lead singer from Brother Beyond.
Yeah.
And they had a song, The Harder You Try. We'll play it in a second, right? And Nathan Moore at that stage was one of the Brother Beyond. Everyone like, oh, Brother Beyond, Brother Beyond. And then I go in there, and I was only about 18, 19 at the time.
Life after football. For a lot of players, it means going into punditry. Some turn to coaching or working in the game in other ways. But what about the rest? Some former footballers turn their sights away from the game, and there are a few big surprises. First up, from rainbow flicks to pancake flips. Ex-Chelsea and Southampton defender Ken Monku switched up his footballing career to buy a Dutch pancake house. He bought out the shop, which had been his favourite pancake spot as a child, and before long he was mixing the batter and getting behind the stove. Next, Everton legend Thomas Gravesen swapped out the high stakes of the Premier League for those of the poker room. He made over 150 appearances for the Toffees and won the Scottish Premier League with Celtic. Turned out the Danish international was pretty darn good at poker. He racked up a reported £100 million from his Las Vegas adventures. Remember former Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech? Turns out football nets weren't the only goals he was pretty handy in front of. After retirement, he became a goaltender in ice hockey. Same skills, very different surface. And he even won a Division 2 title with Guildford Phoenix. For ex-Liverpool centre-back Daniel Agger, it wasn't just fancy footwork that was in his blood. He was also pretty good with his hands. The Denmark international turned to tattoo artistry after he hung up his boots. He'd qualified as a skin artist while at Anfield, and he then became the co-owner of his own tattoo company as well. It's not all glamour for ex-pros, though. 1966 World Cup winner Ray Wilson set up a very different kind of business. He became an undertaker after he retired. Finally, not many people can say they've won both a World Cup and starred in an Oscar-winning film. In fact, there's only one person in the entire world who can say that. Frank Leboeuf, the former Chelsea defender, was part of the 1998 France squad who won the World Cup. He ended up marking Brazil's Ronaldo in the final and helped his side to a 3-0 win. But Leboeuf had already begun acting on the side while he was playing football, and his biggest role came some years after his retirement when he landed the part of a doctor in the Stephen Hawking biopic The Theory of Everything.
I embrace the career of acting, so I want to learn more. So seeing lots of movies is a part of my job.
To be honest, with all the dramatic diving in the game these days, there's probably tons of ex-pros who've got the acting skills to make it in Hollywood.
Good morning to you. Welcome along to the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Coming up for you on the show today, will Arsenal look to get their title push back on track this afternoon? They're away at Leeds at 3 o'clock. Mikel Arteta insists his side are ready to bounce back from the defeat against Man United.
My role there as well is to bring optimism and reality of where we are, and to find a moment where in February we are in the position that we are is very difficult to find. So guys, we are doing so many things so well.
Arsenal fans, are you nervous? Are you confident? Come and confide Confide, in Tony Cascarino. 03717 223344 is the number. All of the updates from that one, 3 o'clock today on Game Day Live. Chelsea also face West Ham. Liam Rosenior looking to make it 6 wins from 7 since Enzo Maresca's departure, and he's hoping he's starting to prove the doubters wrong.
You probably know 20% of the full story. I feel very happy here. The players have been a delight to work with. I think they're really engaged. I think they're showing a real belief in what we're trying to do together.
So can Chelsea strengthen their grip in the race for Champions League football? You can hear all the updates today. Game day phone in from 5:30 on talkSPORT. Liverpool also welcome Newcastle to Anfield. That one is live for you here on talkSPORT tonight. Reds boss Arne Slot expects a thrilling contest.
Great game to look forward to because we both had a good result during the week. And a home game at Anfield is always something to look forward to.
A big one as well for the race for European football and European places. Are you Arne Slot in? Let's be having you. 03717 223344 is the number. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Good morning to Jack, the Chelsea fan. He said, can Tony Cascarino give me a shout out? He's my childhood hero.
Oh, thank you, Jack. I'm happy to be your hero, Jack.
Say something inspiring. Stay in school, Jack, even though I think he's...
How old is Jack? Do we know?
He's not. He's childhood hero, so I'm going to say...
Well, I was going to say, he's going to be a bit of his childhood hero.
We've just took a wild guess.
50s.
He's 70. He's born in 76.
Oh, okay, 76. So, yeah. Jack, I'm sure you're enjoying Chelsea right now, as in a new manager. Hey, by the way, they've had 6 derbies since Rosenior's.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? London derbies. But Jack, all the best, and keep following your team and supporting them.
Yeah, that's cute. One day we'll get you a signed picture of Tony Cascarino. Big shout out to Bobby and Albie Fortune. They're 11. They're going to their first away game today to watch Everton beat Brighton. And Nana Sandra's first away game too. Up the Toffees. Lots of love from Dad. That's sweet. Their first one away. With the return fitness of Kai Havertz, I feel more confident with Arsenal getting the job done this season. That's Mick the Gunner. We've been talking about the nerves around Arsenal. It's affecting the fan base slightly. Are you confident? Are you nervous? You can let us know your thoughts on that. 03717 223344. We can turn our attention now to the EFL. No 12:30 kick-off in the Premier League, but our game between Liverpool and Newcastle is here on talkSPORT at 8 o'clock. So talkSPORT 2 for all the championship action today. You can swipe across on the app to talkSPORT 2 and keep across the champ. First up, managerless Leicester take on Charlton. 12:30, and then QPR host league leaders Coventry. 3 o'clock on talkSPORT 2. And across it all for us is our EFL expert and commentator Ian Danter. Good morning, Dance.
Dance.
Good morning. You're my hero too, Cass.
I thought you were going to say I was your hero.
But there's time for that.
I could be your Shiro.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I'll go with that.
Thanks.
So come on, Dance. Tell us of the... we've got on talkSPORT 2, we've got Leicester taking on Coventry. Leicester taking on Charlton, because... Yeah. That game, wasn't it 7-1 in the was that the Coventry?
No,
game?
you're thinking of QPR.
QPR,
That's
right.
the game I'm off to today.
Okay, so you're doing QPR, and by the way, QPR, from what I'm led to believe, Dance, they play 2 up front and play quite a unique, old-fashioned style.
Yes, they do. They've got injury problems though, Cass, which is hampering. As with Coventry, actually, Coventry have had injury problems, which have kind of hampered some of their progress, and you've seen how they've dropped off a little bit, Coventry. But QPR are missing some very important players. Ilias Chair probably being the most important of those. But there was a point last weekend, Cass, when they were 2-1 up against Wrexham going into added time, where QPR had actually got into the top 6. Up step Wrexham, get 2 quick-fire goals in added time, and next thing you know, QPR are down in 12th. That just shows you how balmy it is in and around that playoff zone. And Leicester, you mentioned, they would dearly love to be in that playoff zone, but they're in a dreadful trot of form. No winning 3, manager gone, looking for a replacement. Points deduction, is it incoming? Is it not? We don't know. That might happen in the short term, but I guess they might consider themselves fortunate that they're coming up against a Charlton side, so who themselves are not in great form.
Yeah.
So there's lots of jeopardy around both of our commentary games today. We've got on talkSPORT 2, lots of intrigue.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Millwall-Charlton last weekend, and I thought Millwall were terrific and a really big, powerful, physical team. Charlton were found wanting, I felt, in that particular match.
Again, Charlton have got some, squad issues that Nathan Jones is trying to rectify. I saw Charlton get humbled by Chelsea in the FA Cup, which was obviously not really a fair fight in many respects. They had a little spell at the start of the second half where they showed like they had a little bit of belief in themselves, but generally speaking, it's been a bit of a slog for Charlton. But we have to remember where they've come from. Cass, they've come up back from League One via the playoffs, and they're just trying to consolidate. And there was that bit of hope amongst Charlton fans when they were in the top half of the table early part of the season. They've just got to keep hanging on in there and picking up the odd result, and that should, in theory, be enough for them, because there's plenty of other teams around that area of the table that are struggling like they are.
Yeah, one intriguing game, and I'm going to it today, Dance, is Millwall taking on Sheffield United. Barry Bannon assigned for Millwall. As a Sheffield Wednesday player playing against Sheffield United. Well, whether he's in the lineup today. But I think a really intriguing match at the Den.
Completely intriguing. And yeah, Millwall's form has been a little bit, it's feast or famine, win-loss, win-loss, win, I think, in their last 5 games, whilst Sheffield United picked up that big win against Ipswich last weekend, and that was after 3 straight defeats.
Yeah.
But yeah, Barry Bannon going into that team, it makes a lot of sense. I don't know how much of Barry you see live lately, Cass, Shebahn, but he's still got the ability, even at this time of his career, to run games at championship level, if he's allowed to, of course. And, Sheffield United teams, particularly in midfield, tend to be quite combative. That's the way Chris Wilder likes it. But Barry's been humbled in a few Steel City derbies by Sheffield United. He'll have that fire in his belly if Alex Neil picks him today. By the way, can you think of a better fit of manager and club than Alex Neil in Millwall, the way it seems to be working out at the moment? They are perfectly suited to each other, it seems. And Barry going into that midfield, whether he comes in for Casper De Norre or Billy Mitchell, I don't know whether Alex has got plans for him to come straight in, or maybe he starts from the bench. But they've got goals coming from all different parts of the team. And there's no superstars in that Millwall team. It's the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and that's great to see.
Yeah, very good. Look, let's go back to last night, Dance, because Derby getting a 5-0 victory at Bristol City.
We shouldn't be surprised in many ways, Cass, because Derby are the form away team in the Championship. That's now 8 away wins that the Rams have got. I am certainly surprised at the scoreline. Some of the goals were fantastically taken. The third goal on the counter-attack was, if a Premier League team scored that goal, we'd be picking it apart tactically and say, look at this pass, look at this movement, look at this finish, and waxing lyrical about it. So John Eustace deserves a lot of credit. Derby are into the playoffs now, and you think about where Derby were. They really have come with a wet sail. They've really improved under John Eustace. They've got players in good goal scoring form. Adjuman scoring regularly. You've got Brereton Diaz on the goal trail last night. Andreas Weimann must have enjoyed going back to Bristol City, who looked a little lacklustre last night, I have to say. But Bristol City's problem is they've got a lot of players go in January, and they've not brought as many back in. So Gerhard Struber's got work to do to augment the squad before the window shuts.
Ian Danter, you're an absolute legend. Listen,
is he in the shower?
Have you got your brolly with you, or your
I'm in the car, and it is absolutely hosing it down.
Tipping it down. We can see you on the smart TV. It's
It
wetter
is not nice.
than an otter's pocket, Danter. So take it easy today. Look after yourself. Stay dry, all right?
You look after yourself as well, Shebahn. Keep taking the old Vic Sinex.
I know, pure bunged up for days. Sorry about that. Ian Danter, we love you. See you soon. Leicester Charlton 12:30 on talkSPORT 2, followed by Coventry away to QPR 3 o'clock. talkSPORT 2, your home of the EFL. You listen to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Get the kettle on. It's time now for a fancy coffee. Cappuccino with Tony Cascarino on the way next.
seem like a different team. You know, Fernandes is picking the ball up in areas he wants to, and it looks like he's controlling that midfield. You know, you've got Mainu who's come back into it. He's really, you know, amazing performances, really, when he hasn't played in the Premier League since probably May, isn't it? Something like that. So, you know, certain players have come back in, Ben, and, you know, it looks like they've been let off the leash. And some of the goals against Man United, against Arsenal, Cunha's goal was a fantastic winner, but even the second and first goal, Burmo took it so well.
Yeah, I think United have had these players. They've had players that are verging on the edge of world class. They've had them for the last couple of seasons, but they just haven't been able to show it. They haven't been able to go out there and express themselves and play with a smile on the face. I know this system. We all know this system didn't really suit Man United with 3 at the back, and it wasn't rocket science to change it to 4. It really wasn't. So I think everybody is just is on board with this kind of confidence, and now everybody. But you look at the fixtures they've got as well: Spurs, West Ham, Everton, Palace. The next 4 games. That guy, the one who hasn't cut his hair for a while, the United Strand guy.
Strand, yeah.
I'm thinking that he doesn't want these to be wins, you know. I'm thinking, like, what's he going to do for content afterwards? So, they've got a massive chance now. They win these 4 games, they're absolutely flying.
Yeah, I mean, they have been just a breath of fresh air recently, and last week, Ben, was a bit of a free hit. There was no real pressure on.
The countdown is on and the window is about to slam shut. Transfer deadline day is here again, and the football world means business. We'll bring you the bargains, the whispers, every deal, every twist. Which superstar signing is about to shake this season to its core? The biggest breaking stories, and we bring them to you.
It's been that kind of bonkers window.
An unbelievable window.
One of the all-timers. It's been a busy transfer window.
talkSPORT keeps you in the know. This is transfer deadline day. This is talkSPORT.
Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married.
Good morning, it's
3
the
times.
weekend breakfast. You're banned from the chapel. They see you coming at them again. No more marriages, please.
No, I'm not doing that.
Next time you have to go to the chapel.
Yeah.
It's in a casket, right? That was cruel. That wasn't a nice thing to say, was it?
What?
You missed it.
No, I heard you. I'm not. Yeah, I don't get overly affected. Don't worry.
He's made us steal this one. Me too. Going to the chapel. Why we playing it here on Weekend Breakfast? Well, Ray Parlour was on talkSPORT Breakfast yesterday, and he took a closer look at those who are looking to get engaged Valentine's Day, just around the corner.
Yeah.
Those maybe thinking of popping the question. It's expensive. Here's the tips that you need to know this weekend from Ray Parlour.
Okay, here we go, Shebahn. I've got a story I found this week. It's titled "Marry Me for 96 pence."
Oh, depends how fit you are.
So for anyone wanting to pop the question this weekend, then get yourself down to Asda, where an engagement ring is cheaper than a bunch of bananas. The ring comes with a gemstone that looks like a diamond and comes complete with a red velvet box. But be quick, everyone. There's 22,000 available, and the offer ends in 2 weeks.
Oh, so if you're looking to get engaged this weekend, it's 96p.
Yeah, well, that's Ray. You know, unfortunately, the settlement, and Ray found out that it's not 96p settlement.
You found out the hard way, didn't you?
So did I.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
How much did you spend on an engagement?
Oh, I was going to say. I can't remember. No idea. I think a couple of thousand.
Who got
Does that sound?
on each of the rings? On each of the engagement rings? Like of all 3 of them?
I think me and my missus, I think hers was like 1,200 and mine was about 800. That band.
Yeah, but the engagement ring comes first.
Oh, I didn't bother with engagement. Straight to the wedding.
Shut up. How did they marry you? How'd you manage that 3 times? What, you didn't propose with a fancy ring?
No, the proposal. Well, to be fair, it's a long time ago. My first one because I got married quite young. But when with Joe, it was just a really weird conversation because it was like we'd been together 10 years.
Yeah.
And we'd had a son.
Oh, so it was.
And then one day she said, "Do you have any intentions of getting married?" And I went, "Nah, not really. No, I don't." Said, "We're having a great time. We're enjoying life. Blah blah blah." And she went, "Oh, okay." And that was it. But that silence said it all. And I remember thinking about it and thinking, I've got to move on. I've got to move on in my life. Okay. You know, and they've made mistakes. We all make them. And I just come home one day and I used a really ridiculously stupid line, like I always do. I said, "Come on in, one for the road."
So romantic. And somehow she said, "Yeah."
No, yeah, well, we laughed. We had a bit of a laugh. Yeah, and we got married in Mauritius.
Lovely. So you didn't bother with the...
No, I didn't know. Yeah, how many first dances are going to have? You know.
Okay.
I just felt it was... And Joe, her mum and dad... Oh, her mum was quite poorly at the time and she couldn't come to the wedding through health. And we said, let's go somewhere and it's just going to be me, Joe and Rocco, our youngest.
Well, you should treat her this weekend to the Asda ring. 96p. You're welcome, Joe.
No.
You are welcome.
No.
Okay, it's time now for this.
You've managed
a cappuccino with Cascarino on the weekend sports breakfast. I say.
Say that again?
So you've managed all of that and I've not asked you one question. You've done that brilliantly.
It's all about you, Cass. Don't worry about it.
I'll get me return one week.
Anytime you want.
I want it. Look, 1 week. This week, I wanted to talk about because of Raheem Sterling's contract's come to an end and he's parted company with Chelsea. And I was just looking at the deal and how it come about, and in some ways how it turned badly for Raheem, and some of it's not his fault.
Yeah.
For example, when Todd Bowley first got the club, they went and spent a lot of money, 40-odd million, 47 million buy for Raheem, big contract. They wanted to make a statement, a big City player, won 4 Premier League titles. You know, obviously his records and assists was up there. And that was back in, we're going back a few years now, in 22? So Thomas Tuchel was the manager.
Yeah.
Thomas Tuchel lasted 6 games. Okay, and Thomas Tuchel wanted Raheem. So the club have done what they always do, back the manager, get Raheem in. We're giving him his contract's worth about £80 million over 5 years. We'll get Raheem in. This is the manager. 6 games later, Tuchel's gone. He's been sacked. Now, I joined Villa and I signed in March and I signed for Graham Taylor, thinking he'd be the manager.
Right.
And he wasn't in the summer. I had 10 games with Graham and then he took the England job. So look, losing the manager was a difficult one. But since then, it's been really difficult because Bowley's obviously sort of lost the power at the club. There was a new identity of lower wages but bigger incentives to win. So I feel for... And look, let's get it right. It's not... we talked about earlier, Shebahn, about being pushed aside in larger squads.
Yeah.
Raheem was forced to go and train with just him and Disassi.
Yeah, and he was
training on their own.
Pictures at night time out on the pitch. Like, you have sympathy.
And he went on loan. It didn't quite work out Arsenal for him. He didn't play well enough. And he just didn't have any activity. Do you know, it's been 100 games since Raheem played for Chelsea.
Wow.
They've had 100 matches. Okay, to a guy who's got 82 caps. He's younger than Mo Salah. He's only just turned 31. So, will there be a lot of takers? Well, I imagine his agents tout him everywhere and we're getting all sorts of clubs. Napoli apparently wanted Raheem in the summer, Antonio Conte, but were concerned about the lack of football. Well, that's continued, so that's not going to obviously happen now. But it's a golden opportunity for Raheem because I still think there's a player in there, but he's got to have someone that's going to nurture him. I think at his time at Chelsea, nearly 8 coaches were there, working with him at different times, from Tuchel to Mascara, and others. There's been a good few of them. Poch was there as well. So it's been a real difficult journey for him. But he's still young enough. As long as he's took this deal with the intentions of not making the next move totally about money. It's not that for Raheem now. You've made a shed load of money. It's about prolonging your career, turning your career around at 31. I left at 31 to go from Chelsea to Marseille. And I ended up playing, nearly 7 years. I played till I was 38. Yeah. So can Raheem play to 38? Well, he doesn't need to. Maybe he plays to 35. There's still a player in there.
Do you think it's enough of a player to offer at the top level?
I do think there will be clubs that go, it's worth it now because we're not paying a fee for him. And even if we paid him $5 million over a course of a year or, $100,000 a week or whatever, some may say it'll be way more than that. I think Raheem's going to have to really consider not having money as the primary intention. Because a lot of things that's been aimed at him, has he got it in his stomach anymore?
Yeah.
And I think that's unfair on him. He hasn't been given the chance. That one opportunity at Arsenal came when he'd missed a lot of football already. So they were trying to get him up to speed. And Arsenal were in battles for whatever competition, the Premier League, whatever, they were in battles. And Arteta couldn't wait for Raheem. He didn't play well enough, so he couldn't get into the first team lineup at Arsenal. So I just think it's not the end of the road of Raheem Sterling.
I like that. I like that positivity, to be fair.
It's not the end of the road.
Because it wasn't too long ago he was the guy we all spoke about. Won it with City and what he'd done as a player, as such a young player. You wonder
so
if
much
it is still there.
Yeah, and
the situation's weird.
Yeah, look, he might have to reinvent himself slightly, but I still think there's a player in there. Look, going back to the old Harry Redknapp days, he'd have snapped up someone like Raheem immediately.
Yeah. Well, good luck to him, whatever happens next for Raheem Sterling. Like I say, earlier on in the week, there was reports that he's linked to 6 Champions League clubs. We'll see what comes to fruition. Don't forget deadline day on Monday. All of the updates on talkSPORT Breakfast with Jeff Sterling and Ali McCoist. And then deadline day man himself, Jim White, has a very special show to see you through till the window closes. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we're looking ahead to the Six Nations. It's back already. Topsy Ojo with us next on Breakfast.
Looking at the points, they're on the same points as Crystal Palace. They're 2 in front of Leeds. They're 3 in front of Forest. They're 8 ahead of West Ham. They haven't won, though, in any of their last 5 games in the Premier League when they've played Burnley, West Ham, Bournemouth, Sunderland and Brentford. And the next 7 fixtures that they've got look pretty tricky. City at home at the weekend, United away, Newcastle at home, Arsenal at home, Fulham away, Palace at home, Liverpool away, straight after the international break, plus the Champions League fixtures thrown into that. Are they too good to get dragged into a relegation battle?
I think they are. And I think a bigger problem for them as well, Sam, is, like Crookie said there, some of these players are turning up in the Champions League. But are you looking at Simmons and saying, look at the standard of players you're playing against in the Champions League? As well. Yeah, Moani hasn't scored in the Premier League yet. But they're 10 points off Manchester United in 4th position. If I'm the hierarchy at Spurs, I'm saying we want to get back-to-back Champions League seasons. Not going to happen this season because they're miles off.
Can you see them getting back into contention for a European place with games against City, United, Newcastle, Arsenal, Fulham and Palace and Liverpool over the next
They could easily not win a game out of all those games. They could easily not win a game.
He'll be gone if that does happen. He's bought himself a little bit of respite, certainly with a hierarchy. Won't take long for the fans to turn again if they start to struggle against Man City this weekend. If they don't start to put wins on the board, inevitably they're going to make a change.
Solanke could be a player that helps him out. It's looked good to see Solanke back. He's given him that physical presence up front, holding the ball up, linking with players. Took his goal well during the week as well. That is not an easy finish to take your time, composure, put into the...
And through it, oh, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong.
Good morning, it's the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne, former Millwall striker Tony Cascarino. Good morning if you're watching on the smart TV, on the YouTube channel. If you're not, you can switch us on. You were in for such a treat. Last Thursday on talkSPORT, Robbie Williams here in the studio singing his heart out. Went full talkSPORT mode as well. It was absolutely incredible. You loved it, didn't you, Cass?
It was magnificent radio at its best.
Yeah.
And just listening to a superstar with all his issues and just being as honest as he could be about everything. His battles, but he's also his belief in himself as well. It was really interesting. And he said something about, that the really big, massive superstars have to have something different, a different mindset. And, whether that's Maradona as a footballer, whether it's, him, Robbie Williams as a superstar musician.
You work differently.
No. I just think there's something about them. They have a different way of thinking. That's what makes them great.
Yeah. It was a really amazing moment. I don't know how Andy Goldstein tops it, really, if I'm being honest. I'm sure he'll find a way. Connected guy, but Robbie Williams here on Drive was just such a treat. You can watch it all back, by the way, on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. You can download it on the talkSPORT Daily Podcast on the app. It's a full 1 hour and 50 minutes with Robbie Williams, and he sings as well. So if you haven't been into it yet, you have to do so at some point today. Get the kettle on and enjoy it. Some of your headlines, by the way, this morning: Derek Chisora's fight with former world heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder has been confirmed for the O2 Arena in London on the 4th of April. Lovely. Reigning world champion Luke Littler survived a major scare. He progressed to the second round of the World Masters in Milton Keynes. And also Brighton host Everton in one of the 3 o'clock kickoffs this afternoon. You've got all of the updates on Game Day Live. But from who?
I'm Alex Crook at the Amex Stadium, where Brighton's season is in danger of fading away. Since the start of December, only relegation-haunted Wolves and Burnley have taken fewer points than Fabian Hürzeler's Seagulls, who were beaten 2-1 at Fulham last weekend by Harry Wilson's last-gasp free kick. As for Everton, well, they seem to be faring better away from home of late than at their magnificent Hill Dickinson Stadium. Will that continue this afternoon as Brighton take on Everton?
Yeah, curious to see how this one pans out, to be honest. Brighton 12th in the table, Everton in 10th. Cass, what do you make of it?
A funny game, and look, absolutely stinks of a draw. You look at some games and you think, well, how would you call that? Everton have had way more success on the road. Brighton, as Alex said, has been in different form, yet they won at Old Trafford in the Cup, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I couldn't call it. If you said to me, Shebahn, either way, I just sit on the fence on this one. Just really don't know.
Do you think Brighton would want more, though, from their season? See, Fabian Hürzeler is here till the end of the season, but do you think they want more than just to be that club that's spoken highly of? They do good business, they do well. Should they not be challenging for those European football places?
I think it's a massive ask for Brighton. I mean, if you go on, 12th place at the moment, 23 games, 30 points, that's a pretty decent return, and I think they're a good team to watch as well. I don't see, I've seen them a good few times at the Amex, and I've always come away impressed by it. They have to churn talent in and out of the football club every now and again. But no, I think they're a decent enough. So look, that middle table is so tightly knit, isn't it? If you look, Everton are 3 points ahead, and if Brighton beat them, they can leapfrog Everton.
Yeah.
So and you're looking up till, well, 7th place, and they're only 4 points behind 7th. You know, and you can add they're only 7 points behind 5th of Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's not, it's really tightly bunched, isn't it, in the middle of the Premier League?
Yeah. Tierno Barry, he found his shooting boots. I mean, he's doing very, very well.
Andy, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Needed him to.
Good piece, actually, on him in the paper today, how he was struggling, kind of lost his way, played football then on the beach, that reignited his love for it. And, now look at him. Also, Jack Grealish, he's a miss. To the end of the
well, it will be. I don't think Jack's played as well as he started earlier in the season. I thought he looked like he had a little bit of edge, a spring in his step when he first joined Everton. I didn't see that sort of just before Christmas and beyond. And obviously now an injury that's interrupted his season. But great news for the lad Barry up front, because I watched him at Chelsea and honestly, he was covering every blade of grass, but never getting any chances. And now a little bit of confidence has stepped into his game. So if he can get going, good news for Everton.
Brighton take on Everton 3 o'clock today. All of the updates on Game Day Live with our Alex Crook. And by the way, Thursday, the Six Nations begins. France are the favourites, England and Ireland just behind. But we're looking at one of the most competitive Six Nations in years. That's what it seems like. A man who knows all about it, former London Irish and England player turned pundit, Mr. Topsy Ojo, is with us this morning. Good morning, Topsy. How are you?
Hi, Topsy.
Morning, Shebahn. Morning, Tony. How you doing?
Yeah, we're good.
Great. Last time I saw you, it was the heat wave. We were up on the roof looking ahead to the Lions tour, and now it's miserable, still dark outside, and we're looking ahead to the Six Nations. I mean, this is a good part of the year to kind of get us up and engaged again, isn't it?
I mean, it's nice in that when it gets to this time of year and the Six Nations starts, by the end of it we'll be in March. So hopefully we will be moving towards warmer time. But yeah, if we go back to that heat wave, that was quite nice. I missed that. It's definitely cold. But hey, it's rugby weather and it's Six Nations, so we're all ready.
Topsy, I was going to ask you, because this feels like France have got a little bit of an edge. They're starting with Ireland in February and they end with England in March, both at home.
Yeah, they top and tail with probably the two hardest fixtures. But I mean, as Shebahn touched on, the Six Nations doesn't take it easy on anyone. You can be the defending champion one year and then Ireland come to town, or you can be someone who's gone really, really well and then you have to travel somewhere difficult in your first game. So it's all about attacking the competition. Everybody's going to bring their best. Everybody's going to have different issues to deal with, whether that's injury, form, fitness, and all of that. But every single weekend across the 5 weekends, we're going to have some big fixtures, and probably no bigger than the opening one on the Thursday night with France taking on Ireland.
Well, I was going to also add in, mentioning, I mean, you look at the Six Nations, you look at Wales, and what a tough time it was from last time out, and a lot of changes happened in the Welsh squad, hasn't it?
Yeah, Wales are in a really difficult period in a minute. So much going on with the union and in terms of them dropping a team. And also with the national side struggling. They haven't won a game in the previous two Six Nations. I think they've only won 2 games out of their last 23 overall. So they really are struggling. And, if you said that to any Welsh rugby fan over the last few years, they would have taken your head up. They'd have said no chance. So it's where Wales are at the minute. And it's something that they're going to need to figure out. They go to the Alliance to face England, who are probably the form team at the minute. So it's not going to be an easy task. But again, you kind of say, look, what's been before, you park it to the side. What do we need to do to get over the line? Everybody, the bookies, most of the crowd there will think England are going to win by 40-50, as they did last year when they went down to Cardiff. But things can happen in sport, as we all know. Will it? Probably not. But Wales will go in with full belief that they can surprise and upset and give the whole nation a huge boost right now.
So Ireland and England, and we could put in Scotland, are not all good sides. You could even say that Italy have emerged as being a decent side in recent years as well. But where do you see the main battle against? Because I think France, I'm looking at it and thinking that slight advantage of them 2 big home games, like I mentioned. But England, Ireland, Scotland?
Yeah. I guess if I start with France, France will be favourites as defending Grand Slam champions, but also the fact that they've got more home games this year. So that draw kind of always puts things in your favour. Starting with Ireland is not easy at all. In fact, Ireland went to France 2 years ago in a similar situation just before the World Cup, and turned France over. So it doesn't mean anything at all. But you'd like to think with where France are currently, and with Ireland just trying to figure things out again, they've got a few injuries to deal with. It might be slightly advantage France in that one, but Ireland will be right there. You know, they were previous Grand Slam winners as well, and they know how to win this tournament. Italy get better every single year. They've got a brilliant coach in Quesada. They've got a great young team that's developing, play brilliant rugby, and actually starting at home might favour them as well. Just give them a bit of momentum going into the tournament. Scotland are the one that make everybody scratch their heads, because you look at their squad, you look at what the two teams, Glasgow in particular, are doing in the URC, and you think, right, come on, this is the year that they should go and compete and be in the running, and just somewhere along the way, it always falls flat. So you kind of, as the hope that always kills you, as the saying goes. But, you know, Scotland should be there. The squad is good enough. There is enough talent in there to really go and make a marker. And then, of course, England, you know, who, like I said, won 11 out of 12 last year. They are the form team coming into the Six Nations. They've got a favourable opening fixture playing against Wales, but it's the Six Nations. So they will know more than anyone else. Just do not be sloppy. Don't start slow. Get your tournament off to a good start, because they've got a tricky second tie going away to Edinburgh, where they haven't won for ages.
Okay. Topsy, thank you for that. And looking ahead to the Six Nations, just away from rugby for a second, who's your football team? Are you a Spurs fan?
I'm a Liverpool fan.
Oh, okay.
Not saying much this year. Not saying much.
You're Arne Slot-in, though? You're a good guy. I take it you're Arne Slot-in.
I am for now, but he's definitely trying to test me.
Nice.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know. The way the team are playing, the transfer business as well. I'm not enjoying the season so far.
All right. Topsy Ojo, as ever, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thanks,
pleasure. See you guys.
Take care. Have a great Saturday from our London Irish and England player, Topsy Ojo. Looking ahead to the Six Nations, all the updates, of course, on talkSPORT next week. It's time now for this.
Win a trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT.
Oh, we were talking about that heat wave in the summer. We were baking up at the roof in talkSPORT. We had shrimps on the barbie. Oh, well, we'll be looking ahead to good weather. England back in South Africa next winter. The Barmy Army heading out there in full force. You could be there with them. We've got a week for two at the 2027 New Year's test in Cape Town to be won. It could be you. Flights, hotels, spending money, all covered thanks to us. You'll secure 2 official places with the Barmy Army, putting you at the heart of the atmosphere, in a beautiful place as well, with some cash in your pocket. Listen up, here's how you can get involved. For your chance to win, text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 83338. Text are £2.50 plus your one standard network rate charge, or call this number 0343 418 7260. That's 0343 418 7260. The lines close at 4 p.m. on the 6th of February. If your phone rings that day, do not pie us, because you could be in and missing out with that chance of a win. It's 18 plus, at UK residents only, a network promotion. All the terms and conditions on our website, talksport.com. For your chance to win, text the word WIN to 83338 now. Good luck to you. You listen to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll be joined by football reporter and Chelsea fan Sophie Evans to discuss all things of the weekend's action, including our Chelsea side, who host West Ham. Good morning. Did you hear Ray's version this morning? Ed, have we got Ray's version of Singing Passenger? Take this in.
Arsenal have gone through an entire league campaign without losing. Played 38, won 26, lost exactly none.
Well, you only need the goals when they're running low. Only miss the net when the pressure grows. There's only one star boy by KO.
Saka off the bench to score. They are loving life at the Emirates.
Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Please, Pep, leave us alone. Come on, Arteta, you've got to bring it home.
Jump on that boat because this is the way that we're going to live the next 4 months.
Please don't let it go.
Wonderful. Isn't that really beautiful?
I need to jump on the boat as well.
Yeah. Tickets for the unlikely pilgrimage of Harold Fry available on www.haroldfrymusical.com. You'll absolutely love this. Passengers album One for the Road will be available on all streaming platforms alongside the official video release for the album's second single, Walk Upon the Water, featuring Kingdom Choir on YouTube, and www.haroldfrymusical.com. Like we see, you've got a stunning voice, and Ray's might just be that little bit better. Don't be...
No, look, it is.
Don't be threatened.
Let's not beat around the bush.
But Arsenal fans in for a treat this
Michael,
morning.
I'd done that at 10 to 6, and I was a little bit too early.
Hadn't had his
last
minute,
night, I had to practice all night.
Yeah, absolutely.
do you want to do a little...
Look, I can try already. I've just been given these lyrics in front of me. I've got my guitar.
Ray, you have to get involved as well. It's the duo I never knew I needed.
I'll say the go bit at the end.
Go for it, yeah. Go!
Where you only need the goals when...
The countdown is on and the window is about to slam shut. Transfer deadline day is here again and the football world means business. We'll bring you the bargains, the whispers, every deal, every twist. Which superstar signing is about to shake this season to its core? The biggest breaking stories, and we bring them to you.
It's been that kind of bonkers window.
An unbelievable window.
One of the all-timers. It's been a busy transfer window.
talkSPORT keeps you in the know. This is transfer deadline day. This is talkSPORT.
This was peak Timberlake.
So peak Timberlake is what, 8 years ago, something like that?
No, longer. We're talking about 15 maybe years ago.
2011.
Maybe 15 years ago.
As long as that.
Maybe not that. Maybe 13 years ago. This album was just magic. I just loved everything about this album.
No, I've never bought anything with.
Well, he made it without you, Cass.
Oh, look, he's an artist. I always have great respect for people who achieve. Never been my cup of tea of music.
Oh, tune. Well, that makes me want to go out. Get down with the gals.
Go out at, now at 10 to 8 in the morning?
It's our afternoon, isn't it? A couple of hours.
Yeah,
we'll be in the
it does feel like we're midday or sort of going in the afternoon.
Don't you think there's a market there for people like us who are married and have children? So we need an earlier night, right? We can't do 3 in the morning anymore. 1 in the morning, right?
Speak for yourself.
And, well, okay. I'll put you into that back. You could stay out a little bit later if you're at the casino, fine. But if we started, say at the pub, we had a few drinks, they say 1 o'clock, right? You've got the babysitter sorted. And then you go to the club at like half three. And then you go into a room and it's dark and you dance and whatever. And it doors at 8 o'clock in the evening and then everyone has to leave, but it's still enough time to go home. The kids are asleep and then you get your 8 hours through the night. Don't you think that's smart? There's a market there for people like us.
I think the logistics of all that sounds like that ain't going to work.
Do you know what? I'm going to do it. None of you copy my idea. Okay? If you're a club promoter, don't steal that. And if you're going to do it, look me in. We can do it together. I think that's quite good. I know a lot of mums and dads who would jump at that.
Yeah, and that's quite a bit of an expense on their weekly bills, I would imagine.
I bet. We can do that. You know, just a little...
don't know.
You don't have to go mad. It's not like you're young. You're just having a few and enjoying yourselves and dancing.
Most people I know are getting older go madder now than they did when they were younger.
Sometimes when I start, I'm like, oh, it's like the Pringles. Yeah. I can't stop. Okay, anyway, moving on for you this morning on Weekend Breakfast. We've got 5 Premier League games to look forward to today. We've got a London derby at 5:30. Champions League chasing Chelsea host relegation threatened West Ham. To do that, we can speak to Chelsea fan and Premier League and WSL reporter Sophie Evans is with us this morning. Good morning, Sophie.
Hi, Sophie.
Morning.
Sophie, you've not got this problem, have you? You just go out to the clubs at the normal time and finish at 3 a.m. Is that right? Or are you in my camp?
I don't know. When you were going through that proposal, I thought that sounds up my street.
There
so
we
maybe
go,
you need
Sophie.
to look into that, Shebahn.
Okay, perfect. Let's go. I've got my first date. Sophie, let's start then with your Chelsea side. What are you making of things in Liam Rosenior?
Look, I think there were a lot of doubters when he first took over, perhaps whether he had the experience to take on a Champions League winning side. I think he's really proved people wrong. In that past week, they turned it around against Napoli. There was a moment where it looked as if it wasn't going to quite work out, but they've secured that place in the last 16, which is fantastic for all Chelsea fans. And then on top of that, they got the win against Crystal Palace last weekend. So he's looking to get his 4th straight win in the Premier League, and that would be huge for Liam Rosenior. So an exciting afternoon ahead, and obviously facing a West Ham side who have revived a little bit recently, but ultimately is still adrift of safety. So a really good opportunity to get some more points on the board.
In midweek, I was speaking after the game against Napoli, and when he took Neto off at half-time, and it was a bit of a change of direction in the way the team was set up, but I felt, Neto's a strange one, because you always get the feel like that Neto could react to anything if he's upset or, and he pulled him off at half-time, and he's been a terrific player for Chelsea, but he re-jinked his team basically to get the result, the outcome.
And I think that's exactly what he needs to do. And I think he's been really upfront and said, look, I'm still learning as a manager. I'm not always going to get it right. So when he started with that team, he admitted that there perhaps weren't quite the right combinations. Cole Palmer, not fit enough to start, but then what a revelation he was in the second half when he came on for Neto, getting 2 assists. It's a real shame that he's not in a position to be starting 2 matches a week. But I think Rosenior is just really humble in his position. That's perhaps why he's earned the respect of this younger side so quickly. You saw that in the post-match interviews when he was with João Pedro having a laugh in the tunnel. And I think that's why perhaps things are going really well, because when things aren't going right, he knows he can make that change. He doesn't really have any sort of ego to prevent him from doing so.
Yeah, that's the thing. When last week we were talking about Sophie, Liam Rosenior, and how he's been kind of treated by the media. He's been mocked a little bit as well, but he is starting to prove those people wrong.
Massively. And look, I think there was a lot of focus at the beginning about what he was saying in those press conferences. He's just quite a philosophical person, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I
think it's refreshing. And look, but sometimes people can misconstrue these things and then they're focusing in the wrong areas, whereas actually we need to look at what's been happening on the pitch. Can they get that 3rd Premier League win in a row? They're into the last 16. They almost got that Carabao Cup result against Arsenal. I think there's a really good chance we could get something in the second leg of that. So it's been a really good start, and I think that's where people's focus has to lie.
Sophie, elsewhere today, what are the other games you're looking out for? Liverpool have Newcastle. Should be a cracker. How do you see this one going?
Oh, look, that's going to be an absolutely massive game. It's not a fixture that Newcastle have had much luck in, but if you're ever going to be playing Liverpool, it has to be now. They're only averaging 1.4 goals in each match at the moment. It's their lowest scoring season since, I believe, 2011.
Right.
So they're just not firing on all cylinders up top. So if there's ever an opportunity to try and steal some points off the reigning champions, surely it would be today. And Newcastle in the week as well, obviously trying to get that result against PSG. They came back, they got the draw, and that will be really huge for confidence going into this one, I think.
Finally, the WSL. I know you're a big Chelsea fan. Sonia Bonpastor said it last week that the title is gone. They've got Man City tomorrow. Do you think they can creep back in there?
I think the title race is gone, and I think Bonpastor was very honest when she said that it's probably over. So Chelsea's quest for a 7th win in a row is probably done. But look, you have to give full credit to Manchester City this season. The whole reason why they're at the top of the table is their goal scoring output. Chelsea have scored 24 goals, Manchester City 36. You only need to see there where the league is going to be won. And Andre Yeglels has been such a revelation. I think he's really improved in Manchester City's sort of squad depth, which they lacked last year when Miedemar and Bunny Shaw were out. They then didn't really have the options to try and chase results. But he fixed that this season. Chelsea just haven't looked their familiar selves. Maybe a lot of change going on in the club, newer players coming in, lots of key players out of contract in the summer, like Lucy Bronze, Captain Millie Bright, Sam Kerr. Perhaps we just have to treat this as a transition period, and I think maybe we had to know that the glory days were always going to have to come to an end.
Listen, it keeps it interesting because it was getting a little bit stale, wasn't it? Chelsea 7 titles in a row, so I like to see Man City in there, to be fair. Good team.
I think so, and you can't say they don't deserve it. And look, I think in terms of the WSL and its competitiveness, this is fantastic for it, because to see Manchester City potentially tomorrow being able to go 12 points clear at the top of the table is huge, or this afternoon, sorry.
I know.
I hate to say it as a Chelsea fan, but as a neutral, I think it's really brilliant for the league.
Sophie Evans, football reporter, thank you so much for your time this morning. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Sophie.
You too. See you in the club soon, guys.
See you again very, very soon. Apparently this club stuff, we've had about 1 million text message. You're miles off it. These clubs have been going for years.
Oh, have they?
Vicky McClure and talkSPORT's Johnny Evans have already done all this kind of stuff. Oh man, I'm so behind. Not Johnny Evans, Johnny Owen. Johnny Evans. Right, that's break time. You're listening to Weekend Breakfast and talkSPORT. Night night.
This is Robbie Williams with Angels.
I sit and wait. Does an angel contemplate my fate? Or do they know the places where we go when we're grand old? 'Cause I've been told that salvation lets their wings unfold. So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel that love is dead. In your cars, on the buses, I'm loving angels instead. Everybody, and through it all. Whether I'm right or wrong, and down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know that life won't break me. When I come to call, she won't forsake me.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Good morning to you. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT with me, Shebahn, and former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Leeds host Arsenal at Ellen Road, looking to move 9 points clear of the relegation zone. Their manager Daniel Farke says the crowd will have a big role to play if they're to get anything out of this game.
Yeah, it's the toughest task that we can have, but we also know if we are at the top of our game and we are at our very best, and especially at home at Ellen Road, we can deliver a performance and fight for points against each and every opponent in the world.
There's a man who loves a club, Daniel Farke. You can get all the updates from 3 o'clock here on GameDay Live on talkSPORT. West Ham face Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in a London derby, and after 3 wins on the bounce, Hammers boss Nuno says there's a strong mood in the camp.
The players are starting to know themselves better, the connections are starting to appear, the complicities and the flow of the game. We have to focus on ourselves, ignore what our opponents do, just try to compete well, play good, achieve results.
So can West Ham move a step closer to safety? Tough game today, but they're looking good. Updates from 5:30 on talkSPORT, and Newcastle travel to Anfield to face Liverpool. Eddie Howe hopes their positive performances in the Champions League can be transferred domestically.
We've proved that we can play away from home. There should be no fear in that from us, but the consistency, the ability to do it at any environment, at any ground, week in, week out, that's where we've got to get to.
Liverpool take on Newcastle live for you here on talkSPORT. 8 o'clock tonight. It's Saturday night. If you've got plans, you're going out, download the talkSPORT app. You can take the commentary anywhere with you. Also this hour, the women's finals in the Australian Open gets underway. All of the updates coming up. We'll preview the games shortly. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Hey, Mum, if you're listening to the show, Mum, you need to come and pick me up. I've had a shocker. This is how out of touch I am and how much I don't have a life outside kids and work.
Right.
Because these daytime clubs have been happening. They've been pumping for a long time. The amount of people who've sent a message to Clark Shebahn, you've just described the over 30s club. It's an actual thing. Jill saying, yes, they're already doing the daytime discos for those parents and those a bit older. Billy, yes, these clubs already exist. In fact, I'm pretty sure talkSPORT taught me all about it. These daytime discos currently exist in London. I went to one last summer, 2 till 6 p.m, came out after and it was still broad daylight. So many of you have been to these daytime clubs.
It's perfect.
Only Vicky McClure's like the mastermind and Johnny Owen. Jeez.
It's funny.
I should get into this.
Have you been chucked out of a club, Shebahn?
Chucked out?
Or chucked in Glasgow?
I have been, yeah. Yeah, I've been chucked out in the past. When I was younger, much younger.
There's very few people, you always have that night when you probably had a little bit too much to drink or something happened.
Well, then I started working in the clubs, so I got to chuck out.
Well, then you see a lot of...
I'd be like, you're wronging. You wee creep, out. You're a disgrace. You're a shambles. Go. Such a snob.
Who are you talking to? Alan Brazil.
Out. Go get yourself a taxi. Do you know what's the worst? I used to get knockbacked all the time. When
what you mean when you're lining up?
When you were going in and the bouncer was
you didn't
a job's
have your name
worth.
on your list,
or you didn't have your ID and you were like legal of age.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, no, it's not your night. And I'd be like, why? No, I used to really struggle with the knockbacks.
Yeah. I got chucked out in a club called Hickory's in Swanley, and it was after Millwall's first game in the top flight in the old Division 1, and we went to Villa Park, we drew 2-2 and I got both goals, and we come back, a good number of the team, the Millwall team, we were out to this club called Hickory's, and I bought a bottle of champagne, and it was shutting around, I don't know, 1 or 2 o'clock, and I bought it literally 5 minutes before the shutting time, and I got a bottle for the lads, and we're all, being Billy Big Times of, enjoying the night, the bouncer said to me, drink up. And I've said, I've just bought this bottle of champagne for the lads. He went, you got to drink it now. And I went, no, we're going to take our time. Well, it escalated in about 5 seconds to literally being dragged out. Getting thrown out. So I bought the champagne, never even got any to drink.
Did he put his hands on you to lead you out?
Well, there was a bit of verbal and, a few things were said to each other. But luckily, it didn't escalate into anything more serious. But... yeah, there was a good few of the Millwall boys there as well on the night. So it's, it was that typical stupid night. You look back, you think, oh, what did we do last night? Or what did I do?
There's some brilliant clips that go around on TikTok. I know you won't be exposed to this because you don't do socials, but there's an amazing clip of a girl ordering shots at the DJ booth. And she's asking the DJ constantly for shots, and he's like playing a lot, but he's filmed the whole thing, and she's so lashed. I'm thinking, how are you even standing? And then... there's the other girl and she's in the club and she's wearing a mask on the back of her head, and there's the guy kissing her mask thinking, has anybody seen that clip? He's trying to make out with the mask thinking it's someone kissing him back, and she's wearing a mask. It's Halloween on the back of her head. Some of the sights. She said, I miss the good old days. Maybe it's happening in these day raves. I think we should book it. Apparently there's one in London's ultimate day rave at the Roxy in the afternoon. Maybe we could pack up here one day, go for lunch, line our stomachs, have loads of water, then go to the club.
Yeah. I've done the festivals during the day. I've really enjoyed them, and then it turns to night. That's great.
So you're a festival kind of guy?
Yeah, I've been to a few, especially Nedworth when that was going. Hyde Park, I've had a good few.
Lad.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, time now for this.
She said, do you come from a land down under? Women go and men wonder.
There is only one song ever from Australia, and it's this song. Okay, there's no more. Last time we tried to talk about Australian artists, Sam was naming all these people who came from New Zealand, and the Aussies all got offended. We've reached the final weekend of the Australian Open tennis. We've got 2 thrillers to come. Arina Sabalenka takes on Elena Rybakina in the women's final before Carlos Alcaraz faces 24-time Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic after he stunned last year's winner Jannik Sinner yesterday in the epic semi-final. It was jaw-dropping stuff yesterday, remaining on course for a 25th Grand Slam singles title. Novak Djokovic says he's answered those who ever doubted him.
I see there's a lot of experts all of a sudden that wanted to retire me or have retired me many times the last couple of years, but I want to thank them all because they gave me strength, they gave me motivation to prove them wrong, which I have tonight.
Men's final tomorrow, women's final today. All the updates on talkSPORT. Tennis presenter Marcus Buckland is with us now. Good morning, Marcus.
Good morning, Shebahn. How are you doing?
Hi,
Morning, Tony.
Marcus.
Good to see you.
Good. going back to yesterday,
Wow.
obviously Djokovic over Sinner and the victory. I don't think I've seen anything as dramatic as that, because it felt like every point was an absolute battle.
I think the last thing there was anything as dramatic as that was in that club back in the 80s when you bought that bottle of champagne and then it all kicked off.
It was mad.
It was two astonishing encounters. You get a 5.5-hour battle between Carlos Alcaraz and Sasha Zverev, and you're thinking, okay, well, that's pretty good. And then Djokovic comes out. Listen, it was an interesting clip you just played. Isn't it funny how certain football teams, certain individuals love to keep proving people wrong? And Andy Murray was exactly the same. You write me off, that'll do me a favour. And, you know, people haven't written him off, but listen, he's 38 years of age. He's been chasing that elusive 25th Grand Slam title for such a long time. When he lost the first set yesterday to Yannick Sinner, you could get odds of 17-1 on him winning that match. And so to do it in 5 sets, playing the sort of tennis he did at that age was quite remarkable. And I really think I have to say, I think he's the greatest athlete, certainly of my lifetime. He's incredible, and he's not finished yet.
Do you know what I found interesting? His comments, Marcus, was, you know, like, he needs to be driven because he's been successful. He's won many Grand Slams and people will question you. That just happened. That's a natural thing to... But that is his driving force to literally say, I'm going to shove it down your throats and get some results, you know. And if he did achieve it, you know, he's still got a hell of a big match in the final against Alcaraz to play. But if he did, I can't think of too many more amazing feats. Tiger Woods, and when he won at the Masters after all the problems that he had, I just find it would be an amazing feat.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, the Tiger Woods comparison is absolutely right. And I was thinking of Tiger Woods yesterday when I saw Djokovic do what he had to do. But we shouldn't get too carried away. He's had to play a 5-setter. I think I'm right in saying that was his first 5-set match for 2.5 years. And I know that Carlos Alcaraz had to play an even longer match as well, but he's only, 22 years of age, and Djokovic is 38. But what a fun it's going to be. And Novak has won 2 of their last 3 encounters. He did beat Alcaraz in Australia last year. And history's going to be made because either Novak will win his world record 25th Grand Slam title, or Alcaraz will become only the 9th man to win all 4 of the slams, and he'll be the youngest to do that as well. So whatever happens tomorrow, it's going to be sensational.
Yeah, and then today it's Sabalenka against Rybakina. How do you see this one going?
Oh, you know what? I've been trying to think, I need to give everybody a prediction here. I think it's absolutely impossible. It's fire against ice, you know, Sabalenka. I love Sabalenka, but she can occasionally be her own worst enemy. Right. I think back to the French Open final last year against Coco Gauff when she was guilty of 70, that is 7-0 unforced errors, and lost a match that everybody thought that she would win. It's her 4th successive Australian Open final. She's won 2 of the last 3. She's beaten Rybakina in the final before. Having said all that, Rybakina won their most recent encounter, which was the WTA finals at the end of last year. I think it's almost impossible to call. Rybakina has won 86% of her service games. If she serves well again, then I definitely think she's got the ability to win the match. It should, if both players produce anything like their best games, it should be absolutely sensational as well.
Marcus, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Just while we've got you, have you ever been chucked out of a club?
I was hoping you weren't going to ask.
Wimbledon.
You strike me as that guy, Marcus.
I've been chucked out of more than one club, and you know when you wake up the next day, is that horrible thing? Did I really say that? Did I really do that? But I've had 3 incidents, 2 of them at the same place, so I never go back there again in Hammersmith. I think my picture's still on the wall.
You shouldn't have me down as that kind of guy, Marcus. I love it. I rate you even more. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the tennis.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Marcus Buckland there.
That's got to be a tech subject, isn't it?
Getting chucked out of clubs. I think we've started it. They've already started on the text.
You know, keep it as clean as you can, but or funny getting chucked out of a club
for what reason?
Daft reason.
Yeah. Absolutely. Get involved in the show. Coming up, we've got the latest odds with Coro, and shortly we'll discuss who you'd rather have, Bruno Fernandes or Martin Odegaard in your team. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT.
It will be an underwhelming Premier League title.
It won't be.
I think it will be.
For Arsenal. If they win the title for the first time in 22
they won't
years,
care.
they will not
No,
care.
they won't care.
That it's underwhelming.
But
They'll just
everyone
think it's
else
job
will.
done. Well, yeah, last year he was giving Liverpool stick for the way they went about.
And I've been
winning
proved
it.
right when you look at them this year. It wasn't.
Well, they still won the league.
It wasn't a great Premier League
But they
last
still
year.
won the league.
Liverpool can't. That Liverpool team. That's what I said at the time. It was in March. We're at the Cheltenham Festival. I got a lot of stick from Liverpool fans, but I stand by it. You can't talk about the Liverpool team that won the league last year in the same breath as Manchester City's treble winners, United's treble winners, Jose's Chelsea, Arsenal's invincible.
But it was the first season in their development. It's like this season for Arsenal. This is the first season that they're going to put some silverware on the board. So you don't just automatically put them into a bracket with some of the greatest teams that have ever graced the Premier League. That happens over a longer period of time. It may well be that after that, they had to rejig. They surprised themselves by winning the title last year. They had to rejig. They had to rebuild for the future. It may be that they come again.
Whereas it's a different story with Arsenal. They've been building up to this
Absolutely.
moment. And I think that's why Gabby says, not to their fans, but maybe to the rest of us, if they are only going to score 69 goals, you said maybe it is a little bit underwhelming. And I love Theo Walcott, but I can't believe he even asked the question on television. Would this Arsenal team beat the United team of 2008? Absolutely no chance.
It is a little odd, though, having come close 2 seasons ago with an attacking approach, a creative approach.
The countdown is on and the window is about to slam shut. Transfer deadline day is here again and the football world means business. We'll bring you the bargains, the whispers, every deal, every twist. Which superstar signing is about to shake this season to its core? The biggest breaking stories, and we bring them to you.
It's been that kind of bonkers window.
An unbelievable window.
One of the all-timers. It's been a busy transfer window.
talkSPORT keeps you in the know. This is transfer deadline day. This is talkSPORT.
Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne, former Chelsea and Millwall striker Tony Cascarino. Obviously you've started. You bad bunch of people. We've all been chucked out of a club, it seems. Some of us been chucked out the supermarket. I once got chucked out of a club after a slight altercation. I landed in the street with the external security guys who knew me very well and threw me back in. That's Bill in Liverpool this morning. I was in a club in Spain when I was younger. I was genuinely dishing out some Tic Tacs to my mate. And the bouncers thought it was something else. But I cooperated. That's from Danny. Danny, thank you very much for that one this morning. Oh, God, you've started at 1889. What were you chucked out of and for what for? Keep it as clean as we can, please. Iconic theme tune there. Star Wars, we're playing this because I am your father. Scene from The Empire Strikes Back has been crowned the most epic movie moment in the last 50 years, according to a poll of 2,000 film fans. I am your father. I've never seen it, but I know the saying.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a film. I mean, I think Monty Python. I'm not the Messiah. Do you remember that bit? I'm not the Messiah.
Yeah.
When he literally looking over the crowd of people below him.
Can you name this movie? Show me the money.
Oh, that's oh yeah. Is it Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Yes, Tom Cruise. Is it the agent? He plays the agent.
What? The movie's just gone out of my mind as well. What's the Jerry Maguire?
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire. What about this one? I'm the king of the world.
Oh, that's Rocky, isn't it?
No.
King of the World.
No, but I can see why you're thinking that. King of the world. This gives it a clue.
Oh,
if
it's
you're
an
watching
easy
the
one.
smart
It's an
TV.
easy one as well.
I'm giving away a massive clue if you're watching the smart TV.
Superman.
Nope. Superman was this.
Airplane.
No, I'm Titanic.
Oh, Titanic. Oh, no, I wouldn't have got
Jack
that.
and I'm the king of the world.
I didn't think of that. I thought you were doing an aeroplane.
Famous quotes as well. I mean, like, that is just how you just decide what a movie
There's
is.
a few in The Godfather. There's a good few in there. There's
Yeah.
some, great lines.
Absolutely. But that one being the favourite, I need to see Star Wars. We were at the airport recently and there was a wee boy wearing a Yoda t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, it's not often you see kids that young loving Star Wars. And the parents were like, oh, well, it's good for us because we get to watch all the movies. And I was said to the little boy, I am your father. And I think they looked at me like, right,
America 94.
back off, weirdo.
America 94. We stayed in a hotel for the World Cup and there was a Star Trek convention. Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember being in the lift with Ray Out and Kevin Sheedy in the lift. And there was
Chewbacca.
Captain Kirk was there and Spock in the lift.
Oh, brilliant. I
Star
love a
Trek,
convention. They all come out in full force. Okay, it's time now to get the latest odds with Coro.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Coral, the home of the free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18 plus max 1 reward per player per selected Shaker day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
talkSPORT's very own Yoda is with us now. Morning, Dave Stevens.
Good morning, Shebahn. Morning, Kat. Shebahn, you have just upset Star Trek and Star Wars fans everywhere.
Oh, no.
Chewbacca wouldn't be at a Star Trek convention. He was Star Wars.
Steve, I have been so miles off it today. Are they not the same thing?
Yeah.
No. Now you're just digging
I'm
yourself
joking.
even deeper.
It was a joke. Nobody cry over that. It's a joke.
David,
yes.
I want to ask you, have you been chucked out of the club? And not Portsmouth Football Club. But have you been chucked out?
Do you know, I started with that Star Trek thing, hoping we could move on from
There he is. You're showing your colours now, Dave.
Does being refused entry in the first place count? Because I think that's been a more common occurrence.
The knockback. Yeah, the knockback's worse.
When you first started this, and actually you did make the joke, never mind being chucked out of a nightclub, I would have to be chucked into one now to even go to anywhere. Look, I'm sure back in the day there might have been a misunderstanding over somebody's drink or something, but no, those days are long
gone. We better get to the tennis because that's obviously we're looking. We've got the women's today and the men's tomorrow. Pricing it up, I'm sure Sabalenka will probably be favourite, and the other one, Alcaraz, a definite favourite.
Yeah, the women's final kicks off soon, obviously, or starts soon. Sabalenka 1-2 to win it. Rybakina 11-8, so close enough. But Sabalenka has been odds-on favourite for a while now for this. She was favourite at the start of it. But it's this Djokovic story that is just incredible. Sinner was 14-1 on to beat him in their semi-final. He was 4-6 to beat Djokovic 3-0. So those that took the 7-1 Djokovic to win, what a thriller it was. Can he go and do it again? Well, of course he can, because he's Novak Djokovic.
Yeah.
But he is slight underdog, 5-2. Carlos Alcaraz, 2-7. Interesting there, hearing from Marcus. History is going to be made one way or another. The youngest career Grand Slam, or Djokovic, just adding to his incredible tally. Could it go 5 sets? 3-2 to Carlos Alcaraz is 5-1. 3-2 to Djokovic is 15-2. But, I mean, look, Djokovic will not have this mindset, but even getting to the final is incredible. But we know Novak Djokovic, he'll want to win it now.
We've got lots of football, no early game, but a lot of good, decent games. I mean, Leeds against Arsenal's the standout of the 3 o'clock kickoffs.
It is, and if you're an Arsenal fan, you're not looking forward to this one. Cass, would that be fair? After a couple of draws recently, is it squeaky bum time yet for Arsenal fans?
No, you totally look forward to this one. Hostile atmosphere, test of the character. I think Arsenal are going to be looking forward to taking on a decent Leeds team because that's what they are at the moment.
2-1 on the title favourites, 5-1 Leeds, 3-1 the draw. Yeah, this is one of those games that I think is, as a neutral like myself, you're just looking forward to this. And genuinely, I couldn't call it. Shebahn, do you have a strong view on this one?
Oh, I can't. Yeah, I'm seeing
it's
a
that
draw.
sort of game, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we mentioned that earlier on, didn't we? Yeah, I would see a bit of a draw for this one as well.
I mean, look, the old 1-0 to the Arsenal's 11-2. Clearly, Arsenal fans would take that. A game we should have goals in, he says, building it up. Liverpool, Newcastle, what a cracker this has provided over the years. Liverpool odds on, though, 3-4. I don't know. Cass, why are Liverpool a different proposition in Europe as they are in the league this season? Can you sum that up in a sentence?
Well, European teams, of what I've seen in the Champions League, have not been very good, who they've played as well. You know, Eintracht Frankfurt, they won, what was it, 5-1? They beat Karabakh 6-0. I generally think the standard is lower in the Champions League group or the table. And they've had some tough matches, like Bournemouth last week. And Liverpool have not played as well. Whatever we say, it's a really tricky one assessing Liverpool, because they have these batches of games where they don't lose, but they're also drawing a lot of games. If you take their last 5 games, they haven't won any of them in the Premier League, David, Liverpool.
And that's why I think, as odds-on shots today, if you're putting them in your ACCA, they're a risky proposition. 3-1 the draw, 3-1 Newcastle. Big London derby, again, incredible. Rosenior's only had London derbies, I think, hasn't he?
Yeah.
8-15 Chelsea against a West Ham team fighting for their lives, 4-1. Wolves 2-1 to beat 11-8 shots Bournemouth, and we mustn't ignore Brighton Everton fans. Brighton 5-6, 3-1 shots Everton.
And Napoli are not in London, David. We played Napoli as well.
Oh, it's always one, isn't there?
It's always one. Quick look at the racing today in Ireland.
Yeah, well, it's off, unfortunately, Shebahn.
Well,
the first day of the Dublin Racing Festival has been postponed to Monday. So day 1 will now be day 2 tomorrow. And day 1 will now be on Monday. So, look, great news over at Leopardstown. We will, hopefully, if there's no more rain. But Sandown, good news, has got the go-ahead. Their feature race is the Scilly Isles Novice Chase, off at 2:40. And do you want to know what the Scilly Isles is named after?
Yes.
It's not the islands off the Cornish coast. It's a roundabout in Esher. There you go. It's the most useless bit of trivia you could ever wish for.
Fun fact of the day.
Willie Mullins has...
The mad first roundabout in England.
Oh,
you know it? Not far from you.
I don't.
No, I don't
Letchworth.
Is it really?
First roundabout. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that.
We are losing listeners as we speak.
But listen, you'll remember that for the rest of your life. That is
I'm sure it's Letchworth. The first round.
Oh, you're not even sure. Now you're giving us.
I'm sure. Well, I'll Googleize it, and I'm going to chuck you off now, Dave. Bye,
Dave. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+. BeGambleAware.org. Please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Coral, the home of the free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18+, max 1 reward per player per selected Shaker day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. GambleAware.org.
Dead right. You know it is. The first roundabout was in Letchworth, and I'm pretty sure I'm banned from a club there. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we're going to discuss penalty shootouts. Are they the key to winning the World Cup?
The only problem I have with him, he done it again on the weekend against Arsenal. He played a pass to Mbeumo, and he was at fault for a poor pass. And he's thrown his arms up at Mbeumo, and Mbeumo's actually giving him some back of like, come on, as a player, you don't players throwing your arm.
Why is that wrong? That happens all the time.
But as a player, having played it at the game, anybody throws your arms up at you, you always have, you don't like it. Ask any players playing now, you don't like it. That's what he let himself down at. Garnacho copied him.
Don't compare Garnacho to Bruno Fernandes.
I'm saying he copied him, I'm not comparing him. I'm saying he copied. It's not a good example when you're throwing your arms up at your teammates. What he does on the pitch, his performances, outstanding.
That because he's from a different culture, from a different sort of upbringing, and
it's a Portuguese mentality.
Demeanour. He has, if you look at Jose Mourinho and the way he conducts himself, it's different to the way that Michael Carrick conducts himself because they're brought up in different cultures. And if you're going to have the World League, which
who else do you see do it?
Loads of players do it. Go and watch Spanish football.
In the Premier League.
Yeah, but that's the point, Sam. I spend a lot of time in Portugal, as you know, and they are that sort of mentality. They are an expressive population. So I think that's why it stands
does
out.
it quite a lot, doesn't he? He gets the arm,
but also
throws his
just
arms up in the air.
Graham Souness is going back to a different world, really. I don't want to say prehistoric views, but they don't make captains now like they did in his day. I've got a list of Premier League captains here. I bet you can't tell me who the captain of Fulham and Manchester City is. You were looking at my screen. Tell me who the captain of Manchester City is officially.
To the Day Club cast. Let's go. Good morning. It's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Villa and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino. That must be a tune that makes you want to go out.
Yeah. Who sang this one?
Mojo.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really recognisable song.
We were talking earlier on, if you've just joined us, about day clubs for people like us who have got children and need a certain amount of sleep at night, so we can't go out anymore and stay out till 2 a.m. and rock up in 5 hours sleep and have the kids. So these day clubs that apparently have been happening for ages, and then it led to people getting chucked out of clubs, which I think it seems everybody's been there. Some people even been chucked out of the bingo. Good morning to Thomas. He said, I got chucked out of the bingo hall because I complained that my machine wasn't working. You shouldn't have complained, Thomas. All right? They're never wrong. Oh no, I've just clicked off my text, but loads of people getting in touch for that. Quite good fun. Keep them coming in. Here's what's coming up for you on talkSPORT today. After us, Max Rushton and Charlie Baker bring you the warm-up from 10 o'clock through to 1. 1 o'clock, Game Day Live. Adrian Dunham going all around the grounds. We've got updates from Leeds versus Arsenal, Brighton versus Everton, and all the other games from the Premier League. Game Day phone-in at 5:30 with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. And then at 8 o'clock, of course, kick-off Liverpool against Newcastle. All of our coverage begins from 7:30. Our exclusive Premier League commentary this evening. Liverpool take on Newcastle. And then 10 o'clock tonight, fight night with Adam Catterall. That was meant to be a Manchester accent. It won't happen again. Stay with us today. 03717223344 is the number to get in touch with the show. A lot to see you getting in touch about being chucked out of clubs, which is just lovely. Saturday night, think of the amount of people who are getting chucked out tonight. or knocked back, it's no your night, pal. Stay with us on the talkSPORT app if you're heading out and about. You can download it now for free on your app store. And it's the women's final in the Australian Open. It's all getting underway. Rabakina against Sabalenka. Toby Gillis is watching all the action for talkSPORT today.
The Australian Open update on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Every set exclusively live on TNT Sports. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Good morning, guys. The two players are just taking the Walk of Champions onto the Rod Laver Arena. Aryna Sabalenka dripping in diamonds as she has been throughout the duration of this fortnight in her what has become trademark pink, orange and black dress, ready as the world number one and the favourite for this one to take on Elena Rybakina for the title, just as this pair did 3 years ago. For Sabalenka, the two-time champion, it is her fourth final in a row. She was shocked a year ago by Madison Keys. This time, she has taken revenge on everyone she has faced, not dropping a set throughout the fortnight. But it's the same story for Rybakina, who will not be overawed by facing the world number one. In fact, the last time these two met 3 months ago in a huge match, the end of season finals final, it was Rybakina that won it in straight sets. This one is a shootout between two power players. If Rybakina's serve fires today, expect it to be very, very close. Absolutely cannot wait. Full to the rafters on Rod Laver Arena. It gets underway after the warm-up in about 10 minutes' time.
Looking forward to this one. Toby Gillis across it all from the Australian Open, the women's finals about to get underway. Toby Gillis watching for talkSPORT. It's time now for a little bit of this. The latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is available for you now. Matt Ford, Jacob Hawley are taking a look at the role of goalkeepers with former USA keeper Brad Friedel. So they discuss the importance of penalties in this episode in a World Cup campaign, and Friedel explains why he never got nervous facing a spot kick.
I used to watch the player right when the penalty was called to go see what their reaction was, and you could tell how nervous they were or not. You know, if you Shearer gets the ball, he's not nervous. Fowler got the ball, he's not nervous. Drogba got the ball, he's not nervous. Lamb, you could just tell. Van Nistelrooy's, all those guys. But there were a lot of players that you could tell that if they get the ball, and then you could actually like fake you were going one way, go back to the center, and then they'll probably go the other way because they're so nervous. They're all their creativity evaporated. But I just took it as no pressure on goalkeepers whatsoever.
Former USA keeper Brad Friedel there. By the way, you can listen to this episode in full on talkSPORT Daily Podcast, available now on the talkSPORT app. Cass, getting the keeper's perspective of it all, considering that's where it could be won or lost in a penalty shootout, is a new way of looking at it, I guess.
Yeah, look, the reason why he's saying there's no pressure on the keeper is because everyone expects every person to score, which is not factually even close. You know, I laugh when if you're sitting with a group of people and we're all sitting around and waiting for the penalty shootout, and everyone that goes up, someone's going to say he's going to miss. You know, there's always someone out of the group that will say that, and it will go for it. And of course, eventually, someone will miss, and you go, "I told you so," and you're like, "Yeah, right." It's always on the taker, the pressure. And if you go back through World Cups and how successful teams have been, there's been some incredible goalkeepers that have won the World Cup, played big parts. You know, whether it's Dino Zoff, whether it's Casillas with Spain in 2010. And I've written down a few here. Barthez in 98, Dino Zoff in 82, Banks in 66, Boffin in 2006, Sepp Maier in 74. You know, these are all legendary names because goalkeepers play a big part, because now also penalty shootouts are big. There's very few World Cup teams that have won it that haven't been involved in a penalty shootout. I know France didn't have a penalty shootout in 98. Because they beat Paraguay 1-0 in extra time, but never had a penalty shootout in the whole tournament. But it's quite rare. Most teams do have, like England experienced in the Euros and have experienced in World Cups. Most teams do have it.
How important is it then for players in a squad to trust the goalkeeper? And how much does that get discussed?
Well, you know, because you practice penalties and your goalkeeper's getting goal, you know certain goalkeepers better at saving penalties than others. That's why we've seen remember the Netherlands changed its goalkeeper. I think that was the African world in
That was
Africa.
Tim Krul, wasn't it?
Yeah, and change the keeper. That's nearly impossible. You'd never think of doing that. But I would understand if he is by far the outstanding goalkeeper against penalties. It's a tough one. Look, winning the World Cup is sometimes it's a little bit of fortune, and that fortune can be you can have Maradona as the number 10 in '86, the best number 10 in the world, won the World Cup, and you could probably say the same as Zidane in '98 that he was the best number 10 around. I was lucky enough to meet Emi Jackie 3 months before because his son played for Nancy when I was at Nancy, and I sat in a dressing room and he literally dissected his whole idea about how France could win the World Cup with this young talent, also really experienced players, technically very strong, but had the best number 10 in the world. And we're going to utilise that in Zidane.
Yeah.
And they won the World Cup. Now, it doesn't always pan out that way. You can have great sides. The '82 Brazilian team, was one of the best teams or recognised teams ever. Didn't get close to winning the World Cup, although they had a great team. So you're going to come up against obstacles that... this is why I think England have got a really good chance, because Pickford's done really well for England. If he has an outstanding tournament, you need your keeper. Think of Martinez with Argentina in Qatar. Yeah. Had an outstanding tournament. Yeah. Really, really played well. And I think you need your keeper to be absolutely, of any position, of course, everyone's important. But if your goalkeeper pulls up trees in the tournament...
And that's what Brad Friedel was talking about in the episode as well, like having that trust of the outfield players as well as the keeper if it does go to a penalty shootout. But Jordan Pickford, I mean, he seems really trustworthy,
Well, he's very confident in himself.
Yeah.
And there are, there's long debates, and he probably wouldn't make the top list of best goalkeepers in the Premier League, as in the top three. There would be others, like Peter Schmeichel would be, certainly.
And he's been so loyal to Everton, he just got contract. But you wonder if he could have done it at a club, say, in the top.
Yeah, I mean, he's been really good for Everton, absolutely sensational. He wouldn't have kept his position for so long if he hadn't been. But, I go back, again, going back to goalkeepers. Barthez in '98, he had a really good World Cup.
Yeah.
And again, a keeper that produced saves. He was lucky enough to have in front of him an incredible team as well. People like Desailly, Leboeuf, Roland Blanc, they had some great players, the French team at that time.
Yeah. Pickford, I mean, if they win the World Cup, he'll go down as the...
Yeah, he will. Well, Gordon Banks is the only one who's... what a keeper he was, Gordon Banks.
Yeah.
He was an outstanding goalkeeper, and wasn't the biggest, a bit like Jordan Pickford, wasn't the biggest, but was unbelievably great with his feet at getting across the goal and agility. He was one of the best that's ever been.
It's a really good discussion, really good insight as well from Brad Friedel, the former USA keeper, with Matt Ford and Jacob Hawley on how to win the World Cup. We've got every game, every bit of the action live from the US, Mexico and Canada this summer. We're very much so looking forward to, as well you. But how important is Jordan Pickford and all of that? And how important is it to trust the keeper? You can listen to it now, How to Win the World Cup, available from your favourite podcast provider. You're listening to The Weekend Breakfast. Coming up next, we'll discuss the Premier League's MVP.
I've got to say, though, I mean, I am with Dino on this one, really, as opposed to yourself, Jay. But I think Thomas Frank should be given Tom. I think the trouble is, you see, it's too easy to sort of say, oh, we're not doing well, sack the manager, right? He's only been in the job 6 months. Let's be frank here, right? I'm going to spell it out for the other fans, right? They're listening to your glorious channel, right? We finished 17th in the league. He is not taking over a team that finished in the top 4. We qualified the Champions League because we won that trophy.
Yeah, we won the Europa League and we had a load of injuries and we sacked off the Premier League at the end of last season. So, yeah, I know we finished 17th and it wasn't good enough. I get that. But there needed to be a massive improvement. With the players that we've got, we shouldn't be where we are in the table. You can't... The performances, Chris, are not acceptable in the Premier League. That's your bread and butter. And look, we're a great side in the Champions League and we're a joy to watch. But that's got to go into the Premier League performances.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the thing is that we should have done better against Burnley. There's no question about that. But I do think as well, again, this is where we're Dino in this one, right? The thing is, I don't think it's all Thomas Frank's fault, right? We need, right...
The countdown is on and the window is about to slam shut. Transfer deadline day is here again and the football world means business. We'll bring you the bargains, the whispers, every deal, every twist. Which superstar signing is about to shake this season to its core? The biggest breaking stories, and we bring them to you.
It's been that kind of bonkers window.
An unbelievable window.
One of the all-timers. It's been a busy transfer window.
talkSPORT keeps you in the know. This is transfer deadline day. This is talkSPORT.
How are you doing this morning? Looking forward to the weekend. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT with me, Shebahn Aherne, and former Chelsea and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino. Some of your other headlines this morning: Sam Curran took England's second ever hat-trick in T20 internationals as they beat Sri Lanka by 11 runs in the first T20. We've also got more live motorsports on the talkSPORT network later with the third round of the Formula E season in Miami, Florida. John Jackson is braving the unusually cold temperatures. I feel for him. I do feel for him in the Sunshine State to bring us live commentary on talkSPORT 2 tonight from Formula E season. It's from 6:30 and it looks like you're sandwiched between an NFL stadium and the track. John Jackson.
Good morning. Yes, I'm here in the shadow of the Hard Rock Stadium, the home of the Miami Dolphins, who had a pretty terrible season, but we're having a great season in Formula E. We're on to race 3 of the year, Miami, Florida, here on the track that goes around this stadium that Formula 1 uses every year. Slightly different version for Formula E. And we are looking forward to a race later on today, which you can hear live on talkSPORT 2 from 6:30 p.m. And if you want to watch the qualifying, actually, you can watch that on ITVX a little bit later this morning. There's a lot of football banter going around the paddock at the moment because obviously we've had the Champions League on this week and a lot of the drivers support teams, especially the European guys. And there was an awkward situation that I got involved in, got stuck into the middle of between one of the drivers, Antonio Felix da Costa, who's a massive Benfica fan, we know what they did this week, and also Théo Pourchaire, who's a big Marseille fan. And I'll let them explain the awkwardness.
I'm supporting Olympique de Marseille. What Benfica did last night was crazy. It's a shame I wasn't there to see it. The Benfica goalkeeper. He scored in Madrid, and this goal was the one that stopped us in the Champions League. I mean, you can't write it up, right? You can't make that stuff up when the goalkeeper comes up and scores in the last minute. That's proper Mourinho stuff, you know? There's a lot of moments of his career that will go down in history, and definitely that's one of them.
Well, that's all the football banter out of the way, because these drivers now are laser focused on the race later on today. As I say, 6:30 p.m. on talkSPORT 2 is where you can listen to it. And if you're a British racing fan, there's good signs already because Dan Ticktum, the British driver for Cooper Kiro, was fastest in the first practice session. And of course, we got Jake Dennis, he's second in the championship, former champion. And Oliver Rowland, who's the reigning champion for Nissan. He is someone you do not count out at any race at all. It's going to be fascinating, and we'll bring you live commentary on talkSPORT 2 from 6:30 p.m. later on today.
Lovely stuff. John Jackson with all of the latest there. Also looks like James Corden. On another note, did you watch that? The moments of that coming in when the Benfica...
Yeah, I did. Well, I was aware because Marseille, and my son's a Marseille supporter. He supports Chelsea in England and Marseille in France. And he wasn't happy because obviously they lost their last two games 3-0.
Yeah.
So if they lose 2-0 to Liverpool and 3-0, they'd have been through.
Did you see Ali McCoy's mentioned he was working that night with Josie and the Benfica players coming out that little bit later? Did he know that they were going to need more than another goal? Like, it couldn't be 3-2, it had to be the other goal.
Yeah, he got the information, but it was really like second tight. You know, literally within 5 seconds, he knows what's got to happen for them to get the other goal and get through, and qualifying. And that eliminated Marseille.
It was wild, and one of the reasons that you go, that's why football is just exceptional, really exceptional moment. Heartbreaking for Marseille fans, obviously, but it was the fact that it was Jose Mourinho at the heart of it. It was like classic. Moving on, yesterday Bruno Fernandes reached 6 years at Manchester United, 103 goals in 312 games. So got us thinking, is he the most important player to his club in the Premier League? He's definitely got to be one of them, if not the player for Manchester United. For me personally, I find him quite frustrating. He's a frustrating player. He can lose the ball often. He's throwing his hands in the air. He's rolling around in crucial moments. That kind of stuff really gets my goat. But without him, there's a struggle. And if we didn't have him, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, look, for what he's done, of course he's one of your most important players. But if you're talking from today and onwards, is he the most important player?
For Manchester United?
If you're going from now to the next 2 or 3 years. See, I would say Brian Mbeumo would be. I think he's going to show why you spent so much money on him, and also his versatility to be a great player. Look, but Bruno has done way more, but he's been at Old Trafford for, like you said, 6 years. He's achieved a lot with goals and assists. He's got great numbers. But if you said to me today, who do I think's the most important going forward, I'd say Brian Mbeumo.
Yeah.
I would. I think I talked about him last year about how many clubs. I wanted Liverpool to go after him because I just thought I'd seen him enough at Brentford to go, do you know what? He's one of a few. Semenya was in there. Bowen was in there at West Ham. And obviously Brian Mbeumo was the third one I'd seen. And I thought they were all three great players.
He's magic, don't get me wrong, and I love Brian Mbeumo.
So, of course, he's still, of course they're relevant. Of course players are still relevant today and what they've done. But if you're going forward, how much relevance has Bruno got compared to Brian Mbeumo?
So you would say Mbeumo's the MVP of Man United right now?
Well, if we're talking today, I'm looking over a course of time, which I think he'll become the MVP of Manchester United.
But currently, Bruno?
Currently, probably Bruno.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. I think that's fair because of what he's achieved. But then that's Mo Salah at Liverpool or Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
And, but if we're looking, who's the most exciting, most valuable player? Ekitike.
Yeah.
It's Ekitike, without a doubt. And then all Liverpool fans are really excited about him because he's come in and looks so dangerous.
Who's Liverpool's MVP currently?
Well, if I'm going just on this season, it's him. But, the history will tell you of what they've won is Van Dijk and Salah and many others. Alisson, the keeper. They've got a good few candidates for that.
Yeah.
But I quite like looking forward to thinking, who is going to become the next MVP?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I like your thought process there.
Because the obvious ones of, if you look at Arsenal, as a team, it's not so obvious. Declan Rice would probably the standout one for them. But if you're going forward, would you look at someone different? I'd still probably say Rice is the most important, even though because he's still young enough to win and achieve a lot more with Arsenal.
And the thing is, Arsenal are so solid defensively, you would think it'd be one of those players, possibly as well.
Well, Gabriel Saliba have done brilliantly well.
But the MVP for Arsenal would be Declan Rice.
I still think, for me, I think Declan over the next period of, what is Declan now? 27, 28 maybe? But I still think he's got 3 or 4 really top years in him.
Newcastle, who's the MVP? maybe?
Yeah, I think he's definitely there. I was think of him as good as anybody. I would probably go, Ramirez. After that, it's a tough one because there's a lot of players who have played well in periods, but he's been the most consistent,
In terms of Liverpool, it's a debatable one. You're saying Ekitike now.
Well, he's the most exciting player at Liverpool, and I think he's going to become the MVP.
And if you look at what they've won and everything, it would be Mo Salah,
Of course
Virgil
it
van
would,
Dijk.
yeah.
But a lot of the boys at the moment.
Andy Robertson's been. Szoboszlai's it's a fair shout. Szoboszlai's probably been Liverpool's best player, but the one that really excites me, and I just think I'm not sure where the limit is for Ekitike.
Which one team in the Premier League can that team not afford to lose a certain player? One player who's
Jarrod
the
Bowen
most
at West Ham.
Jarrod Bowen, yeah.
That jumps out straight away. I think Pickford at Everton is a standout keeper. I think because over the years he really has saved Everton a number of times.
Yeah.
Aston Villa, I think Martinez has been exceptional for them. John McGinn's had his real great times as well, but not so much going forward. But yeah, I would still say Martinez is really important for Villa.
Good chat. You can let us know your thoughts on this. 81089. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Leeds versus Arsenal today, 3 o'clock. Game Day Live. All of the updates for you here. Man United, Fulham tomorrow at 2 o'clock. The updates coming on talkSPORT as well. It's the Weekend Breakfast. Coming up next, we'll build up to that big trip from Arsenal heading to Ellen Road.
I'm doing this gig up a ski slope end of season in Austria, and I'm with my dad and we're travelling down to the gondola. It's a big gig, but we'll get up there in a gondola, and my security goes, Maradona's here and he wants to say hello to you. I'm like, Maradona in Austria? I'm like, yeah, get out of the car and there's Maradona. And like, I don't speak Spanish. And, but we're very happy to see each other, and we have our pictures taken together, and we go up in the gondola, and my dad's like, what's your life like, son? I go, it's amazing, isn't it? People like Maradona want to come and see me, And then 2 days later, I'm looking at the news on the Mac, and Maradona is at the Chelsea game. And that Maradona hasn't got a beard at the Chelsea game. That wasn't Maradona that I met.
No, it was.
It was an imposter.
What, claiming to be Maradona?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. You ever been scammed like that?
Not like that. Maradona come
Didn't you scam someone though, didn't you?
What was that? What
It was
a lot of people, mate. Which one?
You scammed someone to get in a club, didn't you? Saying that we thought you was a monster.
Oh no, that was the guy that was the lead singer. Oh my God, you've thrown me now. His name. What's the band? Oh my God, Brother Beyond. And his name was... can't remember it.
No.
But anyway, I got in there, and then I'm in the club, and it's...
Dear Kitman, we see you. We appreciate your work. While some fans reckon it's just hanging up shirts in dressing rooms, we know it's so much more. A football team's kit is its identity, its uniform, what sets it out from the rest. But it doesn't clean itself. That's not just the shirts, it's the shorts, the socks, the training gear, the boots, the other bits we sort out behind closed doors. Who's the one digging around in that smelly, stinky laundry basket at full time? Yeah, it's the kitman. They have a lot to work on in a week, from laundry, fixing damaged kit, repairing holes, cleaning boots. Then they pack the van and take everything they need off to the stadium, ready for game day. They don't get a lot of help when they get in the ground too. Kitmen are the ones unloading a full squad's worth of boots, kit, medical bags, and all the bits the players and coaches will need between the start of the day and switching off the floodlights at the end of the day. First thing they do is organise each player's kit, make it easily accessible in order to avoid any dramas on match day. Once everything's in the right place, it's into the dressing room, lay everything out, put players' nameplates on the right locker, all the things you don't even think about on a match day. Once the players arrive, if anything needs doing, they call the kitman. In the meantime, it's on the kitman to help set up for the warm-up. The coaches don't always have time to lay out all the cones and put the balls in those weird triangle piles you see. As the warm-up is underway, the kitman then becomes a glorified ball boy, chasing stray shots and passes, making sure they aren't lost in the crowds. They eventually do the tidying up too, getting everything off the pitch before kick-off and assist the ground staff with any last-minute things they may need. After that, it's last call for the players. Then, at kick-off, they can breathe a sigh of relief for a few minutes, sit back and watch the game, enjoy the fruits of their labour. At half-time, check everyone's okay and everything's as it should be, and then wait for full-time. Once the final whistle's gone, it's time to pack everything down, get the stuff that needs to be washed in the laundry, pack up the van, back to the training ground, and ready to do it again next week. Of course, each club differs, and different staff members will have different responsibilities, but we pay tribute to all of those who do it, whether it's the glitz and glamour of the Premier League or a cold Tuesday night in Stoke. Good morning. How are you? Welcome along to the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. It's Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea and Villa striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Coming up for you, Arsenal looking to get their title push back on track. They're away to Leeds at 3 o'clock. Mikel Arteta insisting his side are ready to bounce back from the defeat against Manchester United.
My role there as well is to bring optimism and reality of where we are, and to find a moment where in February we are in the position that we are is very difficult to find. So guys, we are doing so many things so well.
All the updates on GameDay live from 3 o'clock this afternoon here on talkSPORT. West Ham face Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in a London derby. And after 3 wins on the bounce, West Ham boss Nuno says there's a strong mood in the camp.
The players are starting to know themselves better. The connections are starting to appear, the complicities and the flow of the game. We have to focus on ourselves, ignore what our opponents do. Just try to compete well, play good, achieve results.
So will West Ham move a step closer to safety? You'll find out all the updates on talkSPORT. And then Liverpool host Newcastle at Anfield at 8 o'clock live for you here. Reds boss Arne Slot says he's expecting a thriller.
Great game to look forward to because we both had a good result during the week. And a home game at Anfield is always something to look forward to.
Can Liverpool put pressure on the Champions League spots? 03717 722 3344 is the number. 81089 if you want to get in touch. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Yeah, all the updates coming from the Australian Open as well, with the final of Sabalenka Rybakina in action right now. Toby Gillis will be with us very, very soon. Leeds versus Arsenal then today. This will be a really good game because Arsenal obviously facing a bit of criticism this week. There was reports of boos at the Emirates after this defeat against Manchester United. They're still league leaders. They're top of the Champions League. But for some reason we make that noise around Arsenal because we've seen this story before. Or can they turn it around and go and win the damn thing finally? Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta says he's expecting a reaction from his players after the defeat against United.
In these moments, no. Normally I'm the opposite, and when we are doing so well, I'm there with the stick to say this is not good enough, this is not good enough. The other day, no, because I know how much they wanted, the amount of games and the demands that we put on those players every day. And those moments, they need to understand and feel that we are right behind them, that I'm mainly responsible for that. And that they keep playing with that freedom, with that enjoyment, as I discussed the other day, and make sure that journey is beautiful, because what is ahead is great, and everybody has to be part of that, but in a good sense and with good humour and with good optimism and looking forward to it.
There's a bit of pressure on them, Cass, in this game. Leeds been no mugs this season, looking like they're going to be safe. And Ellen Road, 3 o'clock on a Saturday, tough place to go.
A great place to go.
Yeah.
I loved it. I've been here a couple of times, Leeds. Brilliant atmosphere always. It's going to be hostile because that's how it is. And I think it's a great game for Arsenal to have. And the fact that Leeds have been showing some really decent form of late, a lot of draws, but still great. Even when they lost at Newcastle 4-3, thought they were terrific in that game. Real offer a threat all the time, Leeds. So it's a great game for Arsenal to have.
Okay, it's time now to build up to this game with a man, a star of this iconic show. Got to be up there with the most iconic show theme.
Oh, it's the most recognisable.
All time. It really, really is. I always want an EastEnders moment. I get them most weekends in our house. Looking forward to this game. Arsenal fan, EastEnders actor Jake Wood is with us, also known as Max Brannan. Good morning, Jake.
Hi,
yes,
Jake.
Good morning, Shebahn. Hi, Tony. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're good.
Very good.
Come on, straight out the bat, Jake. You're an Arsenal fan. Tell us, because I said early in the show, a couple of pals are Arsenal fans, and they're literally all getting annoyed with each other because
I know,
about having to go. I mean, is it that bad, the booze? It feels like, is that being exaggerated?
No, I was there Sunday, Tony. I didn't hear any boos, to be fair. There's always going to be a small section, isn't there, who are, I don't know. It's just it's so easy to be disgruntled with your team, isn't it? You have like a couple of great games and then one sort of mediocre game, and everyone's sort of it's so extreme now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I think everyone just needs cool heads. I love what you were saying there, Tony, in terms of going to Leeds today is a great game to get back on track. I think we just need a bit of a reset and a push. It's 15 games to go to the end of the season, and I think now is when we'll find the character of these players and this squad, basically. And I do believe that we will come out top. We're top on everything at the moment, but the problem is you want to be at the top at the end of May. That's always been our issue. I think the last 3 seasons finishing second has given us a little bit of steel. I think it's no bad thing that they know what it's like to come up short.
Yeah.
And also the depth of the squad this season, as we've seen, it's unbelievable, the talent we've got at that club, what Arteta's done. It's just gone from strength to strength. So everything's moving in the right direction. I think, of course, there's going to be little wobbles now because we've been in this position last few years, but it's a different squad than it has been last few. I think we just need calm heads, and we need to regroup, as you say, and we need a good result today, and we need to just push forward. Arguably, we've got the easier run in of City or Villa. We've played the bigger teams away. We've got most of the big games out of the way, so arguably we've got the easier 15 games coming up. I think, but having said that, we did look nervous Sunday against Man U. I know they've been rejuvenated under Carrick. I don't know what he's done to them, Tony. He's so
simple.
It's the same team, but it's like a totally different team.
Well,
Ticky-tacky. They look unbelievable.
Well, Jake, let's put it in perspective. Manchester United got 2 great goals in the game. Okay, Cunha's strike was a fantastic goal, like Durku's as well.
It was.
2 great strikes you've been called.
They were world class, yeah.
And look, when you make simple tweaks to a team and you go, Brian Mbeumo down the middle, he'll offer something different. He didn't choose, that was a master stroke of not choosing Sesko, the normal centre forward, and going, I think we can hurt Arsenal with a little bit more pace down the middle. Yeah, it also
100%.
Allows Fernandes to get forward. It also allows Mainu to do his role.
Fernandes was unbelievable as well, Tony, by the way, in the middle there. Yeah, some of the vision and the ball. Yeah, he just looks transformed. They look transformed. They look a different team. But you're right, they were 2 world-class strikes. It was a horrible mistake by Zubimendi. He's been outstanding all season, so we can't blame him for that. I saw a great little clip of the run-up to that mistake, and it was because we're sort of we didn't there were a few mistakes before that. If you look back and look into Zubimendi, we're not getting sort of a bit negative. We were a little bit on the back foot and we looked nervous. I think that's understandable. I think that's totally understandable. But
the word that jumps out to me was a little bit shell-shocked of what happened in that short period of time where you found yourself behind and you got the equaliser late on the game. It was one of them. I remember watching Arsenal and you played Monaco in the Champions League and you were losing the game 2-0. You got a goal back and then it was literally all this, get back, now we're going to go after and get... And I'm thinking, while I'm watching it, I think you got the away leg. Yeah. Don't do anything. And you conceded a late goal to Monaco at home. You ended up winning 2-0 out in Monaco and you got eliminated on the away goal. And I remember that, I think that's Arteta's message to his team is whatever's happening in the game, whether we're behind, and Steve Bruce was on midweek saying about the 2 goals he got against Sheffield Wednesday late in the game, you're going to have dramatic moments.
Yeah. I know what you mean, but I think in that stadium at that moment, Tony, the flow was with us, and it was just a world class goal. There's nothing you can do against that. It was just unbelievable strike. So, but the momentum was with us. So of course at that point you want to go out and win it. But if you look at the Liverpool game and how we played that was super defensive, and you could see that we were. It's like we played for the draw there, and it's almost like Arteta is, we're a few points ahead. He's just. I think at the end of the season we'll look back and we'll decide whether these are like genius tactics or whether we should have been a bit more aggressive at this stage. But I guess Arteta's has his fingers burnt, and he's been in this position and come up short. So you're sort of going to hedge your bets a little bit, and I think that's what we saw against Liverpool. And maybe you're right, Tony. Maybe we should have gone 2-2 and then just kind of locked it up. But
maybe
you can see they wanted to go for the win at that point.
Maybe I'm totally delusional, but I wonder with what happened last weekend, Jake, if it is going to be that safe play today, and maybe they will be just try and get a draw, try and get a draw, because Ellen Road is a hard place to go, and Leeds, are not there to be mugged off kind of thing. I really can't call this one today. You would think on paper it should be an Arsenal win, but from the performances we've seen, and then obviously this chat around, are they getting nervy, are they going to bottle it, all this kind of stuff that plays into it as well. Jake, listen, you're a massive boxing fan as well. Tyson Fury out of retirement for the 110th time. Did you see that one coming?
Well, of course. I mean, he's tied to it, and boxing for him is more. He just loves the sport, doesn't he? And I think it's for him. It's like for part of his mental health as well. Just keeping him on track. He doesn't need to do it for the money, does he, Tyson? He's made an absolute fortune. So I guess for him, it's just it's just giving him focus in his life. He's a lovely guy. I met him a couple of times, and I just think for him, it's like just keeps him on track. So I'm all for it. But the thing is, he lost to Usyk 3 times, didn't he? So Usyk's one in a generation. So it's sort of like where'd you go from there? Or so I don't know whether he wants to fight him again, or I wouldn't see any point in that. I think Usyk would come out on top in that. So he's sort of he's come right to the top, and Usyk is just better than everyone at the moment.
So at 3 o'clock today, you'll be well invested in the game. Then Ellen Road leads Arsenal. In the words of Max Brannan, Jake Wood, can you give us a kind of dramatic EastEnders Arsenal Arteta build up to this game?
Arteta, mate, I don't think you can. Listen, you won't be welcome in the Queen Vic unless you go for the win today. So, so go out there, be aggressive. Let's make a statement. Let's go for it. And as I say, you won't be welcome in the Queen Vic if it's anything less than a win, mate.
Straight to the point. Max, brilliant stuff. Jake Woods, you're a legend. Thank you so much for coming on.
Excellent.
Fingers crossed for you today. Appreciate your time.
Show, guys. Thanks a lot.
Bless you, Jake Wood there. From Easties, also known as Max Brennan. Who would get a cameo in EastEnders from talkSPORT?
Oh, Cundy.
Oh,
Cundy's got to be in on EastEnders. He's got to be. I think he'd fit in there somewhere.
Yeah.
As a love child of somebody else.
You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll discuss the reports doing the rounds overnight, and also we'll get into what's happening in the transfer window as well.
They seem like a different team. You know, Fernandes is picking the ball up in areas he wants to, and it looks like he's controlling that midfield. You know, you've got Mainu who's come back into it. He's really, you know, amazing performances really when he hasn't played in the Premier League since probably May, isn't it? Something like that. So, you know, certain players have come. Yeah, certain players have come back in, Ben, and you know, it looks like they've been let off the leash. And some of the goals against Man United, against Arsenal, Cunha's goal was a fantastic winner. But even the second and first goal, Burmo took it so well.
Yeah, I think United have had these players. They've had players that are verging on the edge of world class. They've had them for the last couple of seasons, but they just haven't been able to show it. They haven't been able to go out there and express themselves and play with a smile on the face. I know this system. We all know this system didn't really suit Man United with three at the back, and it wasn't rocket science to change it to four. It really wasn't. So I think everybody is just is on board with this kind of confidence, and now everybody. But you look at the fixtures they've got as well: Spurs, West Ham, Everton, Palace. The next 4 games. That guy, the one who hasn't cut his hair for a while, the United Strand guy.
United Strand, yeah.
I'm thinking that he doesn't want these to be wins, you know. I'm thinking, like, what's he going to do for content afterwards? So, they've got a massive chance now. They win these 4 games, they're absolutely flying.
Yeah, I mean, they have been just a breath of fresh air recently. And last week, Ben, was a bit of a free hit. There was no real pressure on Manchester United. The pressure was on Arsenal. Yeah. How do you feel about the state of the league table now? Just to get your thoughts on that. Do you think Arsenal can handle the pressure of being hunted by City and Villa?
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
That'll get you up and pumped for a Saturday morning, 9:20, weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Villa and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino, Highway to Hell, AC/DC.
Yeah, AC/DC.
This makes me think of Ali McCoist every single time. I feel like he's the other member to that band that they never knew they had. We're playing this because apparently 4 in 10 Brits cannot find Australia on a map. That's the only one I can find.
It's the easiest, really.
Really? 6th largest country on earth. 43% of 2,000 polled.
Well, it's
could not
stuck in
pick
the
the
Pacific, isn't it? It's the biggest island in the Pacific.
And it's just like sitting there at the bottom.
You know the biggest island in the world?
Oh no, I don't know.
Greenland.
There you go. I should have known that. Have you ever been?
No. But if you look at the Greenland and where it is and situated, it's like it feels like it's in an impossible climate.
Yeah. Do you know what I love? Globes.
Yeah.
They are pretty good for making you go, right, I could learn a little bit about this. We have like a wee mini rubbish one at home, and the kids will tell you everything about where places are, like for 6. I'm like, how'd you know that?
I learned a lot with the globes. With more so is that when I built a house in French Polynesia, which was Tahiti in '99, and I didn't realise. I knew how far it was, and I'd been there, but I just didn't realise how far it is compared. It's even longer than Australia.
Yeah.
It's literally stuck in the middle of the Pacific.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tahiti,
how
which is French Polynesia, because French Polynesia is loads of different islands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes me think of Moana, Tahiti.
Yeah.
You watched that?
Well, Hawaii Hawaii, it shows you how big this is, this area. Hawaii is 4.5 hours flight to Tahiti.
Okay. Get tired thinking about that, to be honest. But fair enough. If you can't spot that on a map, take a long, hard look at yourself and sort yourself out. Sorry, probably a bit harsh. Right, let's get the update now from the Australian Open final. Toby Gillis is watching for talkSPORT.
The Australian Open update on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Every set exclusively live on TNT Sports. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Just as she did 3 years ago, Elena Rybakina has taken the first set of the Australian Open final against Aryna Sabalenka by 6 games to 4. One break enough. It was the very first game of the match, and it left the world number one a frustrated figure throughout, really. She only managed to make a couple of break points on the Rybakina serve after that. Rybakina's own coach shouted loudly at that moment, "Come on, 2 big serves." She provided both and saved them both, went on to win it, and has been serene, frankly, throughout. 6 games to 4, literally in the last minute, the first set has gone to Rybakina. Can she do what she failed to do, though, 3 years ago, which is go and win the second that would earn her first Australian Open title?
Toby, thank you very much. We can now get an update on the transfer window.
Self-assessment support on talkSPORT with Intuit QuickBooks. Tackle your self-assessment with Intuit QuickBooks. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
And we can get the thoughts of a man who's been to many clubs, been in more clubs than Tiesto. It's time now for this. Tony Cascarino, Jean-Philippe Mateta has been linked with a move away to AC Milan. He's not in the squad for the Palace game this weekend. I mean, does that not just say it all? He's gone, right?
It feels like because they've had interest in Strand Larsen, that deal has to coincide with Mateta going to AC Milan. I think both deals are going to have to work for them 2 transfers. Because I don't think the Palace are going to go, we'll buy Larsen and then we have to keep Mateta. I don't think that can happen. I think both deals have to go at the same time.
And do you think Strand Larsen can do at Palace what Mateta has done at Palace?
It's a real tough one because if you watched him last season and the season before, he's a decent player, really good, leads the line well. He just hasn't got the numbers this year, but there's no... Mateta to me was always a streaky striker, and the amount of sort of goals he got in patches. Look, what is he, 28, 29 now, I think, Mateta? I don't think Palace are going to pay 50 million for Strand Larsen. So I can't see that. And AC Milan is rumoured between sort of 38 million. Again, I'm not sure they'll pay that.
But if he's not in the squad, do you think then that deal is done?
No,
struck a deal?
Some deals don't go over the line. for whatever reason. It's got a fit for AC Milan, it's got a fit for Wolves, and it's got a fit for Palace. All these three deals look like they're linked to me.
In other news, Lucas Paquetá has left West Ham for Flamengo. I've just seen the clips going around on social media this morning of him coming out of the airport and hugging the Flamengo fans, and he looks emotional. He looks emotional to be back there. Do West Ham look to replace him this window?
Don't know. I think because the way West Ham have reset, and Somerville looks like he's going to come and be a player that doesn't play as a left winger, but more tucked inside and will sometimes be the 10 role. I mean, the header he got last week, it was phenomenal. Leapt like a salmon, great header, and getting him in the 18-yard box. And I think what we saw from West Ham was a different dynamic of energy from everybody. New signings, just absolute energy, what I saw from West Ham last week. And I think Nuno will be delighted with that, because one thing's for sure, when Paquetá was in the side, they didn't have that. For whatever reason, he didn't seem to implement energy into their team.
Deadline day, not far away. Monday, all the updates on talkSPORT Breakfast with Jeff Sterling and Ali McCoist, and then deadline day, man himself, Jim White, doing a special show through to the window closing here on talkSPORT. That was all thanks to Intuit QuickBooks. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
Self-assessment support on talkSPORT with Intuit QuickBooks. Tackle your self-assessment with Intuit QuickBooks. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
Coming up for you next, we'll look ahead to the big game tonight here on talkSPORT. Liverpool take on Newcastle.
Looking at the points, they're on the same points as Crystal Palace. They're 2 in front of Leeds. They're 3 in front of Forest. They're 8 ahead of West Ham. They haven't won, though, in any of their last 5 games in the Premier League, when they've played Burnley, West Ham, Bournemouth, Sunderland and Brentford. And the next 7 fixtures that they've got look pretty tricky. City at home at the weekend, United away, Newcastle at home, Arsenal at home, Fulham away, Palace at home, Liverpool away, straight after the international break, plus the Champions League fixtures thrown into that. Are they too good to get dragged into a relegation battle?
I think they are. And I think a bigger problem for them as well, Sam, is, like Crookie said there, some of these players are turning up in the Champions League. But are you looking at Simmons and saying, look at the standard of players you're playing against in the Champions League?
As well.
Yeah, Moani hasn't scored in the Premier League yet, but they're 10 points off Manchester United in 4th position. If I'm the hierarchy at Spurs, I'm saying we want to get back-to-back Champions League seasons. Not going to happen this season because they're more...
my sun, you were my earth. You didn't know all the
Good morning, it's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Millwall striker Tony Cascarino. You know this one, the video of this one, Justin Timberlake.
I know the song, but I can't know. You have to enlighten me.
This was meant to be him catching Britney Spears cheating, right? Was that the rumours behind this video and where the inspiration came from? Allegedly. Apparently, that's where it came from. This was a banger as well. Happy birthday, Justin Timberlake. Some man for one man. Some of your headlines this morning. Rybakina has taken the first set in the Australian Open against Aryna Sabalenka. All of the updates coming for you here on talkSPORT today, and then it's the men's finals tomorrow. In other news, Kieran Bowie has become Hibs club record sale after the Scotland striker joined Serie A side Hellas Verona on a 4.5-year deal. So Hibs haven't disclosed the fee yet, but the club says it's a substantial amount and exceeds their previous record of 4.4 million. Well done, Kieran Bowie. And it's been a massive weekend. Lots going on. talkSPORT.com for everything you need to know. Here's Sean O'Brien.
Lots happening over on talkSPORT.com. Usain Bolt spoke exclusively to talkSPORT and issued a come and get me plea to an English non-league club. You can watch that interview on the website. In the world of transfers, Liam Rosenior could reunite with a former Premier League defender at Chelsea, while Che Adams is in line for a return to the top flight 18 months after leaving Southampton. There's all that and more over on talkSPORT.com.
Yeah. Get the kettle on, read up on talkSPORT.com a little bit later on for everything you need to know or anything you may have missed in the week. Right, it's time now for this. Building right up to the Super Bowl. Of course, we're going to have it live for you on talkSPORT too. Pleased to say NFL expert, presenter here at talkSPORT, Liverpool fan Sam Quek is with us. Morning, Sam.
Hi,
Morning,
Sam.
guys. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
good
we're
to see
good.
you. Have you packed the bags yet, Sam? Because you're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, is this like a holiday? Can you count this as like a work jolly, Sam? You must be.
You know what? First of all, Shebahn, I'm so sorry I keep missing you on all the socials. Still not over it. And of course, Tony, hope you're well. You know what? It's so difficult. So for the Super Bowl, I make it sound difficult, but it's literally like my dream. I fly out basically tonight, arrive tomorrow, and then we literally are ram-packed all the way through Monday till Sunday. Because with the Super Bowl, you have like Super Bowl opening night, you have Radio Row, opportunities to get videos, interviews with the players, and really take in all of the build-up. So mega excited, but packing, I'm an absolute nightmare. Just with outfits.
And your kids must be milling around as well, trying to help. And when the kids help, they just get in the way. No, I mean, I know that's a shame. But see, when my kids come in to help, I'm like, can you just not do that, please?
Stop helping me.
Their clothes, and it's just, shopping.
Yeah, put themselves in the case.
Sam, let's talk Liverpool. It's quite mixed emotions because as a fan, I always I remember the Bournemouth performance last week, and just it was literally Keystone Cops type of defending, and then Liverpool back out with a 6-0 victory. I can't quite work out what Liverpool are going to be like towards the end of this season.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Last week, I had all the family round. There was about 15 of us watching the game at ours. And 3 of the fellas fell asleep. And that says it all. You know what I mean? Albeit like we're all tired working all week, got young kids. But it says it all. And then you watch the game the other night that you say, and they go and put 6 past them. So it's frustrating to watch. I agree with you. I'm not confident where Liverpool are going to end up. I think with it being a world-class club, you expect them to get Champions League football at minimum. So you do think they're going to find a way, but it's just frustrating. I think Liverpool in the Premier League are just, I wouldn't say clueless, but there's a lack of identity about how Liverpool play. It feels like they lack, I don't know if it's motivation or fight. Again, you go back to that Bournemouth game. I mean, it doesn't matter how bad you're playing as a team. You can always run hard, tackle hard, put pressure on the opposition. But I think tonight's game against Newcastle will be a big teller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was looking at Liverpool's last 3 away games at the end of the season, and it's Everton away, Manchester United away, and Villa away.
Mm-hmm.
And look, they've got Newcastle tonight and they've got Man City next up. But I am edgy about them type of games because of the way Liverpool have played away from home.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me as a Liverpool fan and a lot, I'm in WhatsApp groups with many people who air their frustrations while they're watching the game, talking to people just out and about. There's a lot of different opinions, but one thing which I think the majority of people agree on is the lack of this identity which I talk about. Because if you say to me not last season, but even last season, you kind of knew what Liverpool's style was, whether you were home or away. But under Klopp, you knew they were going to run hard, play hard, leave it on the pitch. And even at half time, if they hadn't done it in the first half, you knew they were coming out because they probably got like an absolute, you know what, at half time, and they'd come out. With Slot, again, I don't know if it's like the Dutch way. Dutch are very laid back, very calm, very measured. And I've said it before on talkSPORT Breakfast as well about the lack of leadership at Liverpool. And some people don't understand what I mean by leadership. I'm not talking about someone who's, shouting instructions to people. You talk about a leader in an elite performance setting who can hold people accountable, play with integrity. So although they're holding people to accountable, they can still play at a standard required. So again, whether that's running, whether that's making a simple pass, but the simple pass has to be flat and hard across the turf. It can't be bobbly, it can't be slow because you put your teammate under pressure. And I think Liverpool at the moment lack the fundamentals when it comes to things like that. So, against Bournemouth, who is it? Who is the Henderson, the Milner? I know Robbo is that character, but, he wasn't starting previous games, who are going to hold their teammates accountable without their teammates getting upset, getting in a sulk, head down, who do react in the right way. So you do wonder what Liverpool are doing behind the scenes to create this culture. Virgil is a fantastic leader. He has been for many years for Liverpool, but he needs the help further up the pitch. And I think also with Virgil, he is very calm. He leads in a very calm, controlled manner, which is great. But you do need the characters who are going to, again, I can't really say the word at this time of the morning.
That's fine. We know what you mean.
Need a roasting.
Roasting, basically, yeah.
In terms of the Champions League, say they're in the next stage of the competition, say it doesn't go well and it stays as is in the Premier League, what do you think happens with Arne Slot?
Oh, it's a difficult one, isn't it? This is the conversation everyone's talking about. There's some Liverpool fans who are thinking, right, that's it should be done. There's some Liverpool fans who live by the, give them time. In my opinion, again, I think there's still lots of games to play. You've got to give them to the end of the season. That's 100% in my opinion.
I totally agree.
You have to. I think Liverpool aren't that club to just make instant reactions. And again, if you are going to make an instant reaction, who you bring it in, then people are saying Alonso. You can't make changes with a new manager and a new team that quickly. Long term, I think normally the first 5 games you can, but in the Premier League, Champions League, Cup games, you can't. But I think it will come down to Champions League qualification. And I think if he doesn't get Champions League qualification, I think it's going to be tough.
It's a numbers game because if people will give you a benefit of a doubt and not all transfers work, but if you spend 450 million and people will say then go, yes, but we recoup 300, but that's not really the point. The point that you've spent so much money in improving a number of positions in the team, and that hasn't worked. There's very few that have worked. I mean, obviously Wirtz has played better of late. Ekitike's been an absolute, we know, what you're going to get. He's going to be a superstar. But then you look at Kirkes and you look at Frimpong, still not sure. And so you can't get away with spending so much. And I'm not putting this all on Slot. There'll be other people above Slot that will suffer as well.
Yeah. It's live on talkSPORT tonight. Liverpool against Newcastle. Sam, like you say, you're heading off to the NFL for the Super Bowl. It's going to be live here on talkSPORT as well. You've been working your socks off across this whole season. Patriots versus the Seahawks. What are you thinking?
Oh, it's going to be a great game. Both for 14-3, so 1-14, lost 3 over their season. 2 completely different quarterbacks. New England have got the second youngest starting Super Bowl quarterback ever in Drake May. He's only 23. And then you've got a Seattle Seahawks quarterback, Sam Darnold, 28, started at the Jets, went to the Panthers, the 49ers, was backup, went to the Vikings as backup, ended up starting for the Vikings because their quarterback, JJ McCarthy, got injured. And then the Vikings chose McCarthy over him. So he's this character, this quarterback who's been knocked back. And then he's gone to the Seahawks this season, and he's just had a tremendous outing with them. And now he finds himself at the Super Bowl. He had a great performance last week in the NFC Championship. So I think the Seahawks should get the win, but you can never write off New England. It's going to be great. It's going to be fab.
The halftime show is the bit that I'm really invested in, but it's Bad Bunny. I mean, who is Bad Bunny? Sam, do you know Bad Bunny?
No,
Right,
I don't.
you
I'm
see?
going to be out of my depth here. But I don't know if I'm getting on now, Shebahn.
Well, Sam, this is why we miss each other at the social gatherings, because we're just not really out anymore. But apparently there's these daytime clubs and raves that start at 2:00 in the afternoon for people like us, Sam. So
okay, that's me. That's me. But I'm not in this younger generation who don't drink though, so I'm definitely.
We'll start a group chat. Sam Quek, go safely to America. Take care of yourself.
Guys. Thank you.
Enjoy the game tonight. Sam Quek, NFL expert and Liverpool fan. Yes, as we mentioned earlier on, live feed on talkSPORT tonight. Liverpool host Newcastle in the Premier League. Prediction?
Tight game, 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay.
But a tight game.
Really will be a tight game. Looking forward to this. And then live next Sunday, Super Bowl 60 here on talkSPORT. Seattle Seahawks against the New England Patriots, live from the Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. That should be a good one. I mean, I told you about
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara?
Where is that down?
I don't know. I can't tell you where Australia is in the map, man. San Francisco, I believe it's.
Yeah, I was going to say California.
San Francisco, right. On the way next on the weekend breakfast, we've always got time for Cascarino. Yes, Cascarino. Did you hear Ray's version this morning? Ed, have we got Ray's version of Singing Passenger? Take this in.
Arsenal have gone through an entire league campaign without losing. Played 38, won 26, lost exactly none.
Well, you only need the goals when they're running low. Only miss the net when the pressure grows. There's only one star boy by KO.
Saka off the bench to score. They are loving life at the Emirates.
Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Please, Pep, leave us alone. Come on, Arteta, you've got to bring it home.
Jump on that boat, because this is the way that we're going to live the next 4 months.
Please don't let it go.
Wonderful.
Isn't that really beautiful?
I need to jump on the boat as well.
Yeah. Tickets for the unlikely pilgrimage of Harold Fry available on www.haroldfrymusical.com. You'll absolutely love this. Passengers album One for the Road will be available on all streaming platforms alongside the official video release for the album's second single, Walk Upon the Water, featuring Kingdom Choir, on YouTube, and www.haroldfrymusical.com. Like we say, you've got a stunning voice, and Ray's might just be that little bit better. Don't be.
No, look, it is.
Don't be threatened.
Let's not beat around the bush.
But Arsenal fans in for a treat this
Michael,
morning.
I'd done that at 10 to 6, and I was a little bit.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. Been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How do you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Big.
Good morning, it's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino. Oh, it's a banger as well. Get you up for the weekend. More on this. No. Was it the Communards?
Well, he's done 2 bands, hasn't he? He's been in Somerville, isn't it?
Oh, it was the Communards.
I think it was the Communards, yeah.
Small Time Boy.
Yeah.
Bronski beat.
Yeah, that's the second.
More on this on Virgin Radio. If you're a bit sported out, Arsenal fans, if you're struggling with a Wobblies chat, you can swipe across to Virgin Radio. Chris Evans is back Monday morning from 6:30. I know we had Robbie Williams right on Drive the other day with Andy and Benty, but Chris Evans had Chris Hemsworth in the studio yesterday.
Yeah.
Lucky he didn't see me. He's not texting me back. You don't even know who Chris Hemsworth is, do you?
Well, tell me, because obviously I don't.
The actor. One of the oldest of the Hemsworth brothers.
No, don't know.
Hollywood hunk.
If you tell me the series, tell me a programme.
He was Thor.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know.
Thor, yeah.
Oh, the blonde guy.
Yes.
Yes, now I know. I didn't know his name.
Blonde,
I'm
beautiful.
Not into, the
babe.
fiction. No.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, what a guest as well to have on Virgin Radio. Chris Evans back tomorrow from 6:30. Not tomorrow because that is Sunday. It's on Monday. Time now to get an update on the Australian Open tennis. Here's Toby Gillis.
The Australian Open update on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Every set exclusively live on TNT Sports. Subscription required. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
And there I was thinking you were calling me a beautiful babe, Shebahn. Apparently not. Aryna Sabalenka is playing some beautiful tennis. She's putting some serious pressure on the Elena Rybakina serve finally. She earned 3 break points in the second game of the second set, having lost the first 6-4. But just like when she earned 2 at 3-4 in the first, she did nothing wrong. But the Kazakh just hit clean, safe winners. Absolute calmness personified from the underdog, who gives nothing away with her body language at all. Serenity on a tennis court for sure. She is a set up. We are still on serve in the second set. Sabalenka has just won the 5th game, so Rybakina about to come out to serve. 2-3 down in the second set.
Toby, last time I called you a babe, you went crying to HR.
Now, you know I'd accept it.
Well, you, Toby Gillis there with all the updates from the Australian Open. Okay, let's do this.
Win a trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT.
I like this. Some things that just welcome being called.
Yeah.
So you can't say that anymore. Call me a babe and I'll take you on a date. Drinks on me.
You're quite feisty in that.
Right, England are back in South Africa next winter. The Barmy Army are heading there, and you could be at an official spot with them. You and a friend. A week for 2, 2027 test in Cape Town for New Year. We're not just going to send you there to the test. We're going to give you your flights, your hotel, your spending money, all completely covered on us. Here's how you can get involved. Text the word WIN to 83338. Your texts are £2.50 plus your one standard network rate. You can call this number 0343 418 7260. You talk too fast. Okay, I will give you it again. 0343 418 7260. Call that number. Lines close this Friday at 4 p.m. Do not put us on night mode or silent mode, because then we'll have to call you that day, and if you don't answer, you could lose out the chance of winning. So keep your phone on loud. If it rings, answer it, and you could be in with a shout of winning this trip to Cape Town for the New Year's Test 2027. 18+ UK residents only. It's a network promotion. If you want all the T's and C's, jump onto our website talksport.com for all the details for your chance to win. Text the word WIN, WIN, to 83338. Good luck. Okay, it's time now for Cascari Yes, Cascari No.
Cascari yes or Cascari no?
On the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT.
What?
So yesterday, Cass, on Thank Football It's Friday, Adi Oladipo said that Liverpool won't finish in the top 5.
5?
Uh-huh.
Right, okay.
Right. I mean, where do you feel about that? You say 5? 5? Who else?
No,
Liverpool?
I was thinking top 4.
In the top 5. They're moment
top 5.
6th, a point behind Chelsea.
Yeah.
Tonight will say a lot, won't it?
No, my heart tells me yes, they will, but my head thinks I would have said I feel like they'll finish 5th this season.
Above Chelsea, or will Man United slip?
I think Man United will finish in front of them.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I think that what I see in the last couple of games is that they look far more a team, and the setup of the Manchester United team looked like they were going to hurt opposition. Let's remember, they've just beaten Man City and they've just beaten Arsenal. I think they'll run in with no European football is a big advantage, where Liverpool don't have that. And because you said fifth, I think everything's got to change at Liverpool, as in the way they're playing in the Premier League. They're giving goals away. I saw I said lazy performance last weekend against Bournemouth. That's exactly what it was to me, that they should never have lost that game, and they've given it away by just laziness in certain situations.
So will Liverpool finish in the top 5 this season? Cascarino, yes. Cascarino?
Well, they will, because I'm saying they'll finish 5th.
You did say that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, good chat. On the other side of the coin, Newcastle travel to Anfield today, and if they want to get a result, they will need to rely on the striker Nick Voltemata. However, talkSPORT's Gabby Agbonlahor isn't convinced.
I'm not having him. Watched him a lot. Not. When they signed him, I thought, okay, yeah, saw him in the 21s, done well, but I'm just not sure. Doesn't look strong. Doesn't hold the ball up with any conviction.
He's got a great
very
touch,
slow. Yeah, like a little touch. But when you watch it, sometimes he takes a touch and he just knocked over too easy.
Doesn't impose himself on games.
Yeah, like the size of him, not very good in the air. Misses a lot of chances from headers.
Are you suggesting he's a big lad with not much upper body strength?
Yes, I'm just not sure about him, mate.
I like him. What do you think, Cass?
Well, he's got a lot of goals early part of the season, and he's gone a bit on the dry run at the moment, and struggled a bit. And yeah, I get what Gabby's saying. He's upper body strength. I think even though he's obviously very slim, a very skinny man for someone so big, but you can make yourself stronger. I think of Peter Crouch was, he developed as he got older. And he didn't get big and muscly and bulky, but he definitely got stronger. Valdemar is only 23.
Yeah.
So I expect more development for him. I wouldn't write him off as going to be literally back to somewhere else, back to Germany or wherever in the next year or so. I think there's still a lot there and a lot of room for improvement. So I'm going to stay with him.
Yeah.
Keep him.
Yeah, okay. You think he could be a success in the Premier League? I think a lot of Newcastle fans would feel that, by the way. Liverpool, Newcastle, live here on talkSPORT. 8 o'clock kickoff tonight. Our build-up starts at 7:30. Cass, 31st of January, 31 days of 100 sit-ups, squats, push-ups.
Yeah.
Honestly, hand on your heart, have you done it every single day? Have you stuck to it?
I haven't done the complete 100 every day.
Right.
Only because I've gone out twice and I didn't fancy trying to do them at 11, 12 o'clock at night. But I've done them literally 29 days. So I failed in my attempt.
Right.
But I've done 29 days of the 31.
Have you tried your best?
Oh, absolutely.
That's the main thing.
The worst day was the day that I came in, I say 11 o'clock. I came in about 1:15 and I did about 4 press-ups and I thought, I can't.
How many reps do you think you're missing in total? About 100? 200?
No, about 150. I've had the second day was half a day. I've done half of it. I've done half the squats, half the sit-ups and half the press-ups. I've had 2 days where I didn't quite get there.
Well, we've got a minute until we go off air.
I'm not going to do press-ups.
DJ Jasper's going to hit a little bit of the Justin Timberlake. You can get up and do some squats for us if you fancy.
Oh, don't know.
See us through at the end of the show.
I've got my shirt and trousers on them.
Split those trousers in next.
I will do as well.
Are they tight?
No, they're not tight.
Do you feel better for the squats, the sit-ups and all that?
Absolutely.
You look well.
I found them easier as I did it, as I went along. But it still was a hard challenge. 100 squats, 100 sit-ups, 100 press-ups. The press-ups were the hardest, without doubt.
Well done, by the way, if you've seen through dry January. I failed on day 21, but that is good going for me if you're going to have one.
I've done 9 days better than you.
Yeah, much better trying than me, to be fair. Have yourself a great day. Don't forget Liverpool, Newcastle here on talkSPORT tonight, 8 o'clock. We'll be back tomorrow from 6. Max and Charlie on the way next with the warm-up.
This is Robbie Williams with Angels.